Louder!
And it's time for the Gore N More podcast.
Gonna have a good time.
Gonna have a good time!
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
We're going on now.
A ball break, walking hand in hand in the moonlight. We'll breathe the sweet salt air. I swear we'll never part.
We're going on now.
A ball break, running in the sand, feeling alright.
And how you doing, Gorehounds? And welcome to the Gore N More podcast. I'm your not so mean fat kid supreme, Big Johnny D.
Horace.
Bringing it as always. That's right. What's up, Horace? I love that line. Bringing this shit show in as always. However, I do not bring this shit show alone. For with me as always are my horror homies. Started off with that Dark Lord of Knowledge, that Chad Daddy, Mr. Chad Rissman.
What's up, bitches?
We have the host with the ghost, Lord Scubacaba, the Duke of the Dead, Mr. Steve Vasquez.
Don't mind me, I'm just eating popcorn.
Yeah. And we don't have our beloved Meat Mountain because he is actually off enjoying himself. Well, I think he's on his way back, but he was with his lovely lady, and they were actually at the hotel where The Shining took place. So I can't wait to hear his story next week. But we have a favorite of this podcast, Mr. Anthony Diaz from the 50 States of Terror podcast.
What up, everybody?
Welcome. Thank you for joining us, homie.
Yeah, thank you so much for the invite, man. I totally appreciate it.
Oh no, Scoob was like, "Yo, how about Anthony?" We were all like, "Fuck yes!" All right. What's up, everybody? Anthony or Heather, Brody, welcome. And today is, let's see, January 23rd, 2023, and we have a fantastic episode today. But first, we got to do what we always do. We're going to talk about what we did last weekend. So, Mr. Vasquez, you got that throat clear?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you
Very nice.
very much. Anthony, we haven't talked to you in a hot fucking minute, homie. How the hell have you been?
It's been I can't put into words how in like
Sorry if anybody just heard a mini Steve, but my phone volume was on playing. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good, man. No, but we've been good. We've been good. We had family over for the holidays. We've been all just been healthy, and that's the most important thing. We're all been healthy.
Absolutely.
We've been okay, and we're just powering through this thing called life, man.
Hell yeah.
So you guys been rocking a lot of board games and shit lately, dude.
Yeah. Actually, let's see. Actually, since the last time that I was on here, I went up to a buddy of mine's in Austin, and we have a weekend board gaming festival where we gather around his house, and then we just drink a bunch of beers, eat a bunch of food, and play board games from the moment we wake up until we go to bed. It's all we do. It's
Hell
so much
yeah,
fun.
dude.
It's a blast, man.
Nice, man. You said that's an entire weekend of extravaganza?
Yep. Sometimes it's from Thursday to Sunday, but this time I went up on Friday to Sunday morning.
That's a stint. Damn,
Yeah, it's
dude.
fun, man. It's so much fun.
You guys actually set up like tents and shit outside? Like, do you how many people do you have go to those things? Or is it enough to stay in the house, I guess?
Well, I always get a hotel, but normally
okay.
we have upwards to like 30 people in his house, and we all have each individual game
trip.
sessions.
Wow.
And then we'll rotate games, or whoever brings like a Kickstarter game that wants to try it out. Because they're all in the industry. They're all like artists and video game programmers for like Activision, EA Sports, Wizards of the Coast. They're all within that realm of that industry.
Dude,
so
that's amazing.
Oh yeah, man, it's so much fun.
That's awesome, dude. I'm not even that much of a board game man, but the way you just sold that, I would totally be down because I feel like that would just be an experience in itself, dude. Like, it sounds a good time. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome, dude. Well, that's great. Anything on the podcast, sir, you want to say? Sorry, I didn't mean to like cut you off.
Oh no, you're good.
Fuck you, drink.
Yeah, right.
I wasn't ready.
You're not allowed to drink on this, man.
No, the podcast is still going strong. 50 States of Terror is still going on. I am currently going solo for 50 States of Terror. Kaylee's taking a break, which is okay. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of vocal writings. I'm trying to get my name out there on TikTok now. Doing a lot of self promotion, and it's extremely stressful to do TikTok videos because I feel so old doing them because and I'm getting better at them, but like right now, just I have no idea what I'm doing.
You see, I feel like
pointers.
Scuba's your guy, man. Because like,
Yeah,
Scuba
I
does
tried to
the
give him
TikTok.
pointers. I'm on
And he
TikTok. I don't
did.
give a fuck how old I am.
Yeah, and he did. It was, but still, I'm in my car, and it's probably like the only time I have time to actually do these things. And then I look at the camera and I do my bit and I do my thing, and I was like, oh man, I'm 40 years old doing TikTok.
Like you just hate yourself a little bit. Like, you're like, God damn
It's like
it.
I just want people to listen and to read my
Right.
stories.
Like the shit you got to go through just to get your stuff out there, man. I get it. So our beloved Brody Kane asked, and honestly, I feel like it's a very valid question.
Yes.
Does anybody ever fight during your board game nights or extravaganzas?
Okay, there's only been one instance that fists were thrown
Really?
at
Oh shit.
on a board game. And that was only because like
Was it Catan?
it was Battlestar Galactica, and that is an intense type of game where you try to if you are the Cylon, if you don't know what the show is, if you are the Cylon, you have to convince other people that you're not the Cylon, and you have to win the game.
It's Secret Hitler.
Exactly. Secret
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was like Among Us for the younger
Pretty much,
kids.
yeah.
But
Thank you, Steve.
but they brought it was one of these times where they brought over a guy that was already too blitzed to be there in the first place.
Oh,
And words were getting exchanged, and like everybody, we're all friends, and we're all and then come to find out like there was a impromptu wrestling match outside to settle what they were talking about during the game. This was
Fuck
like
yeah.
this was way before me, but when I heard that story, I'm like, yep, I can see that happening with this game, man, because like you're talking shit the entire time.
I would say it's something like that, or it's like Monopoly, dude. It's always something like
I would have thought Monopoly.
Monopoly is always a good one, but that's like usually family fights.
Yep. I've flipped many a table because of Monopoly.
Dude, right? Just straight up.
Nobody
like,
follows the
board,
actual
like,
rules, though.
whoa.
Nobody follows the actual rules for Monopoly.
Yeah,
Nobody
I don't
follows
know
the actual rules for Uno either.
Yeah. You make up your own rules. Whatever.
House rules, man. It's like beer
Yeah.
pong.
Yep.
Well, that's awesome,
Betrayal in the
dude.
House of the Hill. Heather. Oh yeah, Betrayal in the House of the Hill is a fantastic game. We love that game so much. That's a horror-based game. So much fun.
Yeah, sweetness. Well, sounds good. And for anybody listening, if you haven't, definitely go check out Anthony's podcast, 50 States of Terror. Scuba, how the hell you been, homie?
I've been fucking fantastic, man. I didn't do a goddamn thing this weekend. Wait, what?
That is not true.
Oh,
That is not
that's
true.
What are you
Right.
talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the
that's
way,
right.
called it.
Yeah, well.
Yep, same.
So for those of you that don't know and haven't seen on Facebook yet, I had my gender reveal this past Sunday.
Your ginger
Find out the
reveal?
gender of mine and Mel's baby. Now, I was hardcore teen boy, but I knew deep down inside that things weren't gonna go my way. Could we call it maybe like a Jedi sense? I could sense a disturbance in
fate.
the Force.
Call it karma. I was thinking the same thing, John.
Yeah. So we had a Star Wars themed gender reveal, which was really cool. Anthony and Kaylee helped us out decorating and stuff. Like it was great. It was a great time. We had family and friends there, and my son dressed up as Darth Vader.
Dude, he was looking awesome, by the way.
Dude, he makes
Yeah.
a killer
Is he in
Vader.
lifts,
yeah.
or is he just that?
No,
naturally
he's
tall?
just
He's
that
that
fucking
tall.
tall.
He's that tall, dude.
What the fuck was your? How? Why? How? Where did you
His
get that
mom's German.
from? Oh,
His mom's
so?
from
That doesn't
Germany.
mean shit to me. I don't know. Was she like taller than you?
She's like my height, bro. I'm 6 foot.
Still,
For a
man, that's
Mexican,
how-
that's
But
tall.
how? But
Yeah.
how? That's very tall.
but he's
But
like
how
what,
tall are her
6'3"? He's
parents
gotta be
then?
6'3",
'Cause-
right?
Huh?
Your boy's got to be all about 6'3" at least.
Yeah, he's about 6'3". Yeah.
Yeah. God
Yeah.
damn, dude.
So we did the gender reveal. He was the only other person plus Mel's roommate Sonia that knew what it was going to be because he had to program the lightsabers. So he walks out. We get, stationed with Mel in the center. We have the lightsabers crossed. 1, 2, 3, go. Push the damn, and they turn pink. So we are having a little girl.
Dude,
Her-
you looked pissed.
I wasn't pissed. I was just like, God damn it. Like, I have a good 13 years with this child before I become the enemy again, like it was with Sam. And I'm hoping it's not that way. I'm hoping. But
no, see, like I told you over there, it's different now. It's different. It's different. Everything is chill. You're older. Mel's there. It's going to be fucking smooth sailing, man.
I absolutely loved Mel's look of sheer excitement and joy when they
yes,
turned
because
pink.
she's wanted a girl, and so that's why deep down inside I wanted it to be a girl.
But
because I knew
why
she
did
wanted
we
a girl.
all? Why did we all know it was going to be?
I don't know. We just
That's what I want to know because I
Yeah.
can't even explain why I thought it was. It was like
Same.
deep down. I'm like, it's a girl.
As
You know
soon
why?
as he said it, it's like girl. Yep.
you know
Well,
why? Because I wanted a boy, and the world's always against me.
Oh,
That's why.
when Scuba found out that I knew the gender, and he was telling
Oh,
me,
you
it
knew
was like-
before Scoops?
Yeah,
I
he knew
did,
before
yeah.
I did.
Legit.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Kaylee knew as well.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when he was like telling me like I have this feeling it's a girl, and I was like, okay, all right, don't look at him, look this way, don't give any eye contact, don't do any sudden movement.
I
You're
was
like,
grilling him. I
Don't
was
read my face at
Yeah.
all.
I was grilling him on recycled corn. I'm like, what is it, Anthony? What's the
He
gender?
just
Is it a
shows
boy?
up with a ski mask on.
But yeah, so we're having a little baby girl. Her name's gonna be Charlie Ray. So
Wait, what is going on with twins talk here? Hold on.
Ben kept
Scuba
saying we
said
were
he
gonna
wished
have
he had
twins.
twins.
Yeah, Bank
I
is
would
not
never
saying
wish
it's-
twins on anybody.
No,
And
fuck
Joe
that.
says no. Joe says no twins. I don't wish that evil on anyone. Does Joe
No.
know that Kaylee already has twins?
Not Kaylee, Mel.
Or-
Mel
yeah,
already
sorry.
has a-
No, it's not.
Yeah, but
I was
those-
looking
those
at
boys are older. Like Scoobs didn't have to deal with them at the young.
No, they're 14. So
Yeah.
that, but yeah. So I was happy. I'm happy. I'm having a baby girl. It's gonna be great. But it was just a shock. Like I was just like, God damn it.
Oh
God.
man. So what is? You know what? So now, did you ask your babe, your youngest, now that she's not the baby anymore, how she feels?
She's
about that?
excited. She's super stoked.
Yeah?
She's like, I'm gonna show her everything. I'm like, the fuck you are. She goes, and I can't wait to get her high for the first time, and this and that. I'm like, oh my God, Jesus fucking Christ. I was like, you know what? That's whatever. Whatever. Just fucking
You're like, just wait till she's at least 13.
13 Yeah, which is about 13, whatever. But
Yeah.
no, she's excited. My son was not excited because he was like, I'm tired of fucking sisters already. Like
He's only got one.
he's got two. His
Oh, sorry, yeah.
he has his other sister as well. And so
Apologize.
he's just like, I'm tired of sisters. I wanted a boy to carry on the last name because my son is adamant he does not want children. And so I'm like, well, I want a boy to carry on the fucking last name. And yeah, no, didn't get my way. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
But your
So-
son could change his mind. I never wanted kids
Yeah.
until I found out we were having Chloe. So
Yeah. Yeah. So that was my weekend. What about you, Chad Daddy?
yeah, I didn't do much either. Just hung around the house. Started playing. Where did I start playing? Just Cause 4.
Oh, awesome.
Grapple
it's-
hookins.
It's fun, but it's a lot like the Far Cry series, but it's like really easy.
I played 3, but that was like the only one I did play.
It's a fun game, but it's kind of hard to die in that game.
Yeah, yeah,
Which is-
it is.
It's a bit of a downer. I mean, it's cool, but it's a little bit. I like it a little bit more challenging. But yeah, so I started playing that. Saturday we went. We took the kids bowling up to bowling leagues like always,
Nice.
and so we were done for the day, and everybody was getting up and leaving. And this one little girl that's on my son's team, she's probably about 7 years old, was running up. She had her bowling ball getting ready to leave, and she fell. And the bowling ball landed smack on her left hand.
Oh,
She's
no.
crying and screaming. There's blood everywhere. So her mom takes her to the emergency room. The hospital's like maybe a mile away from where we bowl, if even. So, and her mom's friends with Steph on Facebook, so she kept us updated because we were all worried because it was literally right beside us. Like, my father-in-law helped them, clean everything up and everything. So it turns out that she like shattered the tip of her finger. Like the bone is like completely split in half like that.
Oh
man.
So they had
Poor
to
girl.
set that. They had to surgically reattach the nail bed with stitches and then stitch it closed.
Ooh.
And this little girl still wants to bowl on Saturday.
Fuck
Good
yeah.
for her.
Yeah.
And Steph told me that. I'm like, I had a girl. What a little trooper. I'm like, I'm really proud of that little girl.
Damn.
That
Yeah, can you imagine?
sucks.
Just the ball just went right on the tip
Well,
of her
salutes
finger.
to her, man. For
Right? What a tough little kid.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So scary moment at bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank God,
Definitely.
thank God she's okay. Other than that, didn't really do much around the house. Just, Steph's not feeling well. She got a hell of a head cold. We were supposed to go to the next door neighbor. That's the kids' cousin. We were supposed to go to his birthday party yesterday, which was also at the same fucking bowling alley.
Oh, nice.
And we're like, we have to go up. We go up. We leave the house at 8:30 in the morning on Saturdays, and we're up there till about 1:30 in the afternoon. So the entire morning is wasted at the bowling alley. And we're like, I do not want to go back after spending a good part of my day.
I know, because like I wouldn't count.
Well,
consider
while
it
they're
wasted.
bowling, no, we can't bowl. The kids are bowling. We could have bowled yesterday, but
I'd be eating fucking bowling alley nachos the whole time there.
we eat pizza. This bowling alley has the best pizza around. It's fantastic.
Why is that? Why do bowling alleys always have great
Good food.
pizza?
I don't know. but
and
it's-
roller
it's-
domes, dude. It's always like the weird
Yeah.
spots that has
Mhm.
like it shouldn't be their main thing, but it totally
Yeah.
could be.
That's exactly what I get. We get the pizza, and I look at Steph. I'm like, this bowling alley has no right to have such good pizza, but it's fantastic. It's some of the best pizza around.
Hell yeah.
Like
Well, for-
there's a legit Italian restaurant downtown, and the bowling alley's pizza is better.
Oh shit.
So yeah, that was basically what I did. Oh, and I forgot to mention this. Our good friend Heather let us know there's a couple good movies, good 80s movies on Netflix a couple of weeks ago. She said Fletch and The Burbs are both on there.
Yep.
So
I
I forgot to
Burbs.
mention
The hot
Yeah,
minute.
so 2 weeks ago, I watched Fletch for the first time since I was a little kid, and I'm laughing my ass off through the whole movie.
That was hilarious. It's a
It
good
is.
movie.
It's so funny, and I really like at the end, like when he goes to leave, he puts on that hat. And I look at it and I'm like, I know that hat, and I paused it and I'm like, yep, it's the fucking Nostromo from Alien.
Yeah.
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 So that was cool. So I watched that, and last week I watched The Burbs for the first time in a long time, and again laughed my ass off. That is a very, dude. The fucking part that really got me was at the end when Tom Hanks he just wants to leave and picks up the fucking stretcher and throws it in the back
Throws
of the
in a
ambulance.
fucking and jumps on it.
I was laughing so fucking hard. Oh my god.
It's been a hot minute since I watched
It's been a real long time to watch that. So that was a nice little couple good 80s movies to watch. And now I have to watch Dragnet, which is my other favorite Tom Hanks 80s movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that one in a while.
You never seen it,
was
John?
Was Dragnet the shoe phone?
No, that's Get Smart.
That's Get Smart.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Dragnet was the one he did with Dan Aykroyd.
So I don't think I actually watched the movie. I actually think I just watched the original show,
The TV show, right?
because
Yeah.
I remember was the intro's dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
then
used to watch.
I think
watched
the
that
actor
all
who
the time.
plays in Dragnet was the one who's on MASH. I think.
Yes, I believe you are right, dude. That was
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
like little kid Nick at nighttime, because like Nickelodeon was done. And I'm like, damn it. All right, I'm watching Dragnet.
You got to watch the Dragnet movie because it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Because you got,
1980s
80s Tom Hanks being his goofy self, and you got Dan Aykroyd playing a complete straight arrow by the book cop. Complete monotone and everything.
Yeah, I
So
should watch
funny.
that for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
So yeah, I got to watch that, and I got to watch The Money Pit too, because it's another classic Tom Hanks.
Oh, that movie.
It's
Yeah,
so
one thing I
bad,
will
it's
say, like,
That movie
I
gives
love
me
Dan
anxiety
Aykroyd's
as an
monotone
adult,
voice.
bro. What was that? Sir?
I couldn't hear Anthony.
Oh no, I'm sorry. One thing I really enjoy that's awesome is Dan Aykroyd's monotone voice. It's just, it has just no inflection. It's just him talking like perfect.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but it's perfection.
right.
He is a very underrated actor, by the way.
Damn right.
Okay.
getting
So
to it
yeah,
now.
that was the gist of my week. Big Johnny, how about you?
Well, I'll keep it short and sweet, dude. We actually also went to a birthday party. It was my nephew's, which was at Black Mamba Skate Park in Roller Dome, which was sweet because I hate saying it because I have no idea how else to, but I have no idea how else to say. I should say, um, obviously, you homies know I got the new rollerblades last week, so I feel like I got to quote open them up because I don't know how else to fucking say that because I've only been able to use them in my basement because obviously I'm in New York and it's shitty out. But no, it was fucking awesome, dude. Like I felt like straight up on them, man. So I was actually trying to like work on my backward skating and shit, dude. It was a good time. Watched kids after kids just fall. Mine fell twice, took herself out on her back, and she was like, "I'm out." I'm like, "All right, okay." She didn't say it like that. She was crying more. But needless to say, dude, it was like when she was done, I'm like rubbing her back. I look up and then I watch my nephew fall. There's a kid over here, he plops, and then another kid like does a split over here. And I'm like, you see, like, look at this. Like,
John, can I interrupt for one thing? Because
Yeah.
last week we went to birthday parties at the skating rink, and my
Nice.
son, it took a while for my son and my daughter to get their skating legs. But
yeah, absolutely, dude.
the way my son skated is hilarious because the one foot, it's like he's on a fucking scooter because he
That's how
pedals,
my-
he
that's
pedals
how the
himself
kids
along with
were-
one.
That's how my one nephew Jace was doing it. He was just like kicking with the one leg. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, that's how I go fast. And I'm like, homie, I'm like, I got a whole different way that will probably work a little better for you, man. And he's like, no, this works. I'm like, all right, bud. I'm like,
I saw that and I showed Steph. I'm like, can I show? She's like, nope, just let him do it. She's like, it works for him.
You know what? Like that's what I was saying. I was like, dude, at least they're finding their balance. Like that's the most important part, dude.
Yep.
So, and yeah, so and I was pretty good, man, because there was definitely some times where I definitely like almost collided with little kids when I was going like full speed. And obviously, I'm a 300-pound man going on wheels, so I can't stop or shit. Momentum and all. So luckily I was working on my good like fucking like side turns and shit, dude. So that was super fun. We're actually going to check out another one next week in Rochester way, but this is like a whole fun place, dude. It's got like laser tag and King of the Hill and fucking some cliff fall thing and like, all this other whole
Nice.
it's only open for 5 hours. I'm like, well, I guess we're gonna be there for the 5 fucking hours. Be awesome.
Dude, promise us one thing: when you perfect the backward skating, you
We
gotta
need
take
video.
a video of yourself doing it, but you got to be wearing like those really, really short 80s.
I told you short shorts.
Yeah,
Need the short shorts.
80s or 90s? Because I feel
No.
like
80 short
Yeah, but I
shorts
was-
and the crop top.
it's got to
Doesn't matter.
remember how
but I
short
feel
the-
that's more roller skates than blades. I
Just
feel like
do
you
it
gotta
in
do
the
it.
blades.
You got it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And you need
Shorts
a
just-
sweatband.
You remember how short the shorts were on Friday the 13th?
Yeah, like where my nuts would be hanging out
Yeah.
each side. Okay.
That.
And those
Right.
2-stripe colored white socks that go up
Yep.
to your
Up to your, yep,
Up
the
to your
knee
knees.
So
highs.
my wife
Yep.
already has a set of those, so I'm checked on those, and I could probably just wear her shorts that she wore to be a camp counselor. Because
There you go.
Yeah, I can make it work. I can make it work. And honestly, dude, with my hair
couldn't
right
you know
now,
who-
if I just get this bitch, for one, she would hate it so bad. But if I cut this into like the sweetest mullet for one fucking day,
Oh hell yeah!
she'd be so mad, dude.
You know the funny
Going
thing.
Mad
over
at
to
the
our
stash.
OnlyFans for exclusive content of the Gore N More podcast.
By the way, there's no way in hell that the Meat Mountain would be able to wear shorts that short.
Oh no, not at all.
Bro, they wouldn't get over the fucking thighs, man. Like,
I'm just saying he couldn't. He couldn't tuck it in to those.
no.
It looked like he was smuggling a
I've
bowling
seen
ball.
Bobby
in his-
drop trowel. It was impressive. I thought it was sausage and pepperoni. It turned out it was just pepperoni, and Bobby was just really close. But anyways, enough about what the fuck I did. I'm ready to talk about what the fuck we are here to talk about today, and that is 1987's The Monster Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
So this is a review. None of us actually got to cover this. We did this during our pod swap, but it was a movie that we wanted to do so much that we were just like, nope, we want to hit it with our own
Mhm.
because we just loved it so we didn't want to take it taken from us, and we're like, fuck it, we're at the point where we're doing it anyways. So
Yep.
Hell yeah.
here we are. Anthony, do you have the show notes by chance?
I have the show notes up. Yes, I do.
Yeah. I
Do
sent
you want
them
to give
him
us the
yesterday.
plot rundown, homie?
Sure, why not?
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go with. Do I start with Monster Squad released on August 14th, 1987? Plot rundown: a 12-year-old Sean Crenshaw and his best friend Patrick are die-hard monster fanatics, along with their friend Horace, nicknamed Fat Kid, which was fucking hilarious.
I was fat kid as a kid.
It's
And
like,
Fat
Horace
Kid
wasn't even
now.
fat, dude.
like that
No, he
shit
wasn't.
wouldn't. That shit wouldn't fly in today's
Fuck
movie.
no, dude.
Junior high tough guy Rudy. Rudy, by the way, a middle schooler who smoked cigarettes, wore a leather jacket, and rode a bicycle.
Fuck yeah.
He wore that
Badass.
leather jacket in shop class under his freaking smock.
Sean's kid sister Phoebe and little Eugene, they come together and talk monsters. But when Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, and the Gill Man and the Mummy come to their small town to get an amulet to control the world, Sean leads his friends into action to protect their own town from the forces of evil.
Yeah. You can keep going right down to starring, buddy, if you want.
Oh, hell, rock on! Directed by Fred Decker, Night of the Creeps, RoboCop 3, written by Shane Black. Lethal Weapon, Last Action Hero. Oh, Hero, that's cool. Fred Decker, House, Godzilla, 1985, produced by Jonathan A. Zimbert. Let's see, produced 2010, The Year We Make Contact, and Running Scared. Anyone want me to do starring?
Ooh. No, I got
Nope,
that
we
one.
can give that to Scuba.
All right, starring Andrew Gower, Sweet Deadly Dreams, Vault of Darkness as Sean Crenshaw, Robbie Kiger, Children of the Corn, Crazy Like a Fox as Patrick Rhodes, Stephen Mock at Graveyard Shift, Amityville 1992, It's About Time, as Detective Del Crenshaw, Duncan Rager, V, Bloodsurf, as Count Dracula, Tom Noonan, RoboCop 2, Last Action Hero, as Frankenstein's monster, Brent Chalim, Home Free, Quantum Leap, as Horace, Ryan Lambert, Kids Incorporated, Wrecker, as Rudy Holleran. I thought he looked familiar. I used to watch the fuck out of Kids Incorporated.
Me and my sister both, yep.
Ashley Bank, The Three Kings, The Haunted House, as Phoebe Crenshaw, Michael Faustino, a gnome named Norm, Suburban Commando, as Eugene, Jonathan Grease, The Rundown, Napoleon Dynamite, as Desperate Man / the Wolfman, Mary Ellen Trainor, The Goonies, Die Hard, as Emily Crenshaw.
Oh, he was in the rundown. He was the whip dude. Wasn't he?
Who was he in Napoleon Dynamite?
He was Uncle Rico.
He was Uncle Rico.
Oh, no shit. That's
Oh,
right.
yeah, dude,
he was Uncle
fuck.
Rico.
Oh, my God. He
that's
was
the only
fucking Uncle Rico.
every time I watch Monster Squad, when he's in the chair and he's like got the pills in his mouth, I'm just like, it's Uncle Rico. All I can think about, he's like, yo, check this out, and just grabs the fucking steak.
I did not even fucking think. Oh, my God.
You guys want to watch
Wow.
my
Leonardo Simoneau, Amityville 2, The Possession, Kaka, Dune as Scary
No, we
German
like
guy.
2. We like 2. We hated 3.
2 was just gross because of the incest.
Yeah, it was Kaka because of the incest. Stan Shaw, Harlem Nights, The Pale Door as Detective Rich Sapir. Lisa Fuller, Earth Girls Are Easy, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as Lisa Rhodes. Chad Daddy, Give It To Us.
Wait,
Yeah,
yeah, Pale
buddy.
Door, isn't that fucking
That's-
vampire movie we watched?
That's the
Yeah.
one we watched, yeah.
Wow.
Was it vampires?
Yeah, wasn't
there
the
were
vampires
witches.
in the
There were
West?
Yeah,
witches.
they were witches.
Was it witches?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
witches.
Oh,
It was the one with the,
it was the
bank,
witches in the West.
train robbery. The Western.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Wow,
music
crazy
by
callback.
Bruce. That's why I threw it on there. It's like, wait, we watched that.
Thank you for that, because I'm like, wait a minute, why do I know that name? All right. Anyway,
Music by Bruce Broughton, Harry and the Hendersons, and Tombstone. Cinematography by Bradford May, Darkman 2, The Return of Durant, and Darkman 3, Die, Darkman, Die. Edited by James Mitchell, Running Scared, The Presidio. Effects and makeup by our good buddy Stan Winston. Distributed by TriStar Pictures. Runtime of 82 short minutes, but they're great minutes. Rated PG-13, but who cares? It's a fun movie. $14 million of the budget, and it only grossed $3.8 million.
Ooh.
It tanked.
Wow. When we get to that part, I have a theory on why it didn't do so well at the box office.
because
Absolutely.
Goonies stole
Alright.
the thunder.
You could bring it up now. What the hell?
Yeah,
I
I would say it's
Yeah.
because it couldn't ride the Goonies train.
Okay, so in my research, in my studious research that I tried to bring as a guest star on podcasts such as yours, because I love your show.
Thank you, buddy.
At
Thanks.
the end of TriStar Pictures reign, it's ended in 1987. the marketing director for TriStar was already on their way out before it was sold to Columbia. So, and I researched what movies came out in August of 1987, and it was a fairly like hit or miss type thing. Like Hamburger Hill was on it, Dirty Dancing was on it, The Big Easy was on it, Born in East LA was on it. These were like
Those are big hits.
Yeah.
huge hits, and on that like Can't Buy Me Love was a rom-com type thing. And then the slasher films that went out was Rest in Pieces, Last Night Slumber Party, Masters of the Universe was what came out in August of 1987. Okay,
That was
so here's
also a
my theory.
bomb.
So it was already on its way out before it got sold to Columbia. 1 month prior to that, it was one of the largest vampire movie that occurred in July, which was The Lost Boys. So when you're trying to market something like that going into August, and then you're introducing Universal Studio Monsters, and then I guess the marketing just didn't push this movie as a family movie, and people were watching these different ones instead of the Monster Squad. But it did gross a fuck ton of money afterwards as cult classics.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right as far as it wasn't marketed properly, and it wasn't marketed too extremely well. It wasn't like you see today where there's all these TV advertisements and billboards and everything. The only reason I even knew about it is because, and I did see it in theaters, was because I remember reading about it in Fangoria magazine and seeing like the pictures of like Wolfman blown to pieces, and I'm like, holy shit, I gotta fucking see this movie. So if you weren't really big into horror, it probably wasn't really on your radar.
Exactly. That's
I remember
exactly
the first time that I watched this was on HBO, and they would show like yeah, it was on HBO. It was at nighttime, and it was one of those feature.
Was it the
presentations.
HBO? Yeah, the dun.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my
And
god!
I remember sitting there watching it, and I was in love with Universal Monsters. Like, we had books at school. There was these little orange and gray books that were different monster, it had Dracula,
Each one
Frankenstein.
was each one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I had those checked out
It was
constantly.
the zoo books of monsters, dude.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And so when I saw that this movie had all those characters, I was like, holy shit. And then it had little kids. I was like, even better. So I was probably about 6 or 7 the first time I ever watched this movie.
right.
But it was so great. Like, I remember watching it, and like I said before we started, it has such quotable lines that when you say them, if you're somebody our age, you know what the fuck. When you could walk somewhere and be like, Wolfman's got nards.
Exactly.
People know. People fucking know. Like, it's such a memorable line.
Yeah, and I think what caused issues also was there was a problem with them getting the rights to have Universal's monsters on that movie. Because I remember also seeing that they kind of mixed up Frankenstein's monsters bolts or some shit to make it not like Universal Studios, but it is, because it's not named anything else but Frankenstein's monster. And when it finally released, I like what we said before, it just wasn't marketed very well, But I love that movie though.
It's a fun fucking movie.
It is a great movie.
It's a great movie.
I remember hearing about this on the playground as a kid, and it was even like as the kids were telling me, it was like they're like, "Yo, it's like Goonies but with monsters," and I was sold just off that. So that's why I was like always trying to watch it. And first and foremost, if you've never seen this is definitely, and like I said it with the boys even before recording, this is with the times movie.
Yes.
So if you do not know that, prep yourself.
Yeah.
Do not go into it with 2023 standards.
This is an 80s kids movie.
Yeah.
This is what built our generation.
Listen, we have 5-year-old little girls saying chicken shit in this movie. I love when kids swear. It's fantastic. We got what's his name from fucking Wonder Years just being a douche like he always is.
Have you ever seen him play anything else?
No,
he's always the
perfectly
douche.
typed as the douche, man.
Because wasn't he in one of the Pee-wee movies also? And he was like a douche in the fucking Pee-wee movie.
Was it the first one?
Maybe.
I think
No,
it was,
I don't know. I don't
It was
remember.
Big
I
Adventure.
think. Ooh,
Maybe.
I think you are correct though.
But it's like Shooter McGavin. You've never seen him play a nice guy.
That's true. That is true.
Have you? I don't think you have.
I don't
No,
think
you're
so.
right.
I don't think he's ever played anything but a
Typecast.
sarcastic asshole.
Hey
He
man,
does
sometimes
it
you're just
so
good at
well.
what you. Yeah, right.
It's like Hector from Fast and the Furious. He's Hector
just
in every
Hector.
fucking. He's just Hector in every fucking movie.
I don't think I've seen him in anything but Fast and Furious.
He's in a lot of shit, and he
I'll have to
is
look it up.
literally the same fucking character.
Because he's
Yeah, it's-
he's not. Wasn't is he in Weeds? Or he's in like some shows and shit. He's Hector in that
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah,
it's fucking
black
ridiculous.
T-shirt, fucking bald head, fucking every time.
Yep, that's exactly right. He's in a couple of like he's a couple of comedies and he plays the same character.
And I'm
They
like,
just-
Hollywood, if you need another Mexican lovable actor, right here, buddy, come on.
Hey, that's
Put me
easy
in
money for him,
anything.
man. That's
Put
easy
me
money
in
for him.
anything.
Money, that's checks in the bank. That's what it is.
I
Checks
already
in
have the
bank.
flannel shirts. I will
So-
just fucking button them up.
What that means is like every one of those movies should all be within the same universe at that point, right? Like that, whatever those
like-
movies
he's like
are,
s-
they are all.
He's like Stan Lee.
Yes, exactly. Oh man. All right. So clearly, obviously, this was not our first time watching this
No.
movie. And this was a nice one because I actually I told the kid or the wife, I was like, oh, we could watch this one with the kids. So we're gonna watch it midday. And it was fucking awesome.
See, I wanted to watch it with the kids, but I just couldn't fit it into the schedule, so I had to watch it this afternoon. Well, actually, the first thing this morning.
That's fair.
But
The
I've
funny-
got it queued up on my Paramount Plus. You know, I figured I want to watch this for the show. I can watch it with the family anytime.
Mhm,
Hell
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I almost bought it digitally because it was $4 to rent and it's only $10 to buy. And I was like,
Well, see, I had the DVD. I still have the case hanging on my wall because it's autographed.
oh, nice.
And I don't know where the fucking DVD is. It's not in the goddamn case. So
Uh-oh. Was the DVD autographed or the case?
no, the DVD wasn't. It was just the case. I got
Oh,
the case
okay.
autographed, and then I have like an 11 by whatever fucking poster
Okay.
autographed by the cast.
Word.
Oh, that's awesome. Shit.
Yeah. Well, when they came to Corpus, they were at Alamo Draft House a couple years ago.
Oh,
And,
nice.
Yeah, all the kids, well, they're adults now, but the kids were here and they did like a Q&A, and then afterwards they were just hanging out and we just bullshitted with everybody. They got
So with
gave
this-
autographs, took pictures, and
Will this have been like? No, it would have been after you have DVD release, DVD autographs. It would have been after that release because they did a viewing at the Alamo Draft House in I think 2006, which is what led to the renaissance of now with the 2007 DVD. That's why that got released,
Oh, no shit.
was because of
really?
what they did there. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Brody says he'd show his kids Hellraiser if he had it. See, here's the thing, Brody. Like every kid's different, and I try to show my daughter horror, and she's just like, "No, Daddy, that's not appropriate for me." And I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
My oldest
see
daughter
her-
has expressed interest in watching Friday the 13th numerous times, but every time I've sat down and said, "Let's watch this. Do you want to watch this?" I don't want to watch it right now. Fuck it, I'll watch it without
But-
you then.
But at least I can always get her because I started up our yearly tradition. I didn't even mention that in Slice of Life. We started up our yearly tradition, dude. We started rewatching the Tremor series yesterday.
Nice.
Nice.
I was hoping you were going to say that because that's
Yep.
my youngest daughter. That's
Well,
like her favorite movie.
I had
she's
2
5.
baskets of laundry to fold, and I was finding a movie to watch, and on Tubi, and it was like, "Hey, here's Tremors, and it's going away in 10 days." I'm like, "Hey, I own it, but it's going away in 10 days. I better watch it now anyway." So that's how that went. And then her and I took a snooze because she wanted to skip around. I was like, "You don't skip around. Stop that shit." But she wanted to watch 3 because she just wanted to hear him say ass blasters because she can't say it. But anyways, this, I mean, like I said, dude, like I love this movie because I can watch it with the family, and it's still almost like just not raunchy and dirty enough to be like, dude, I'll always love it for that. You know what I mean?
Well, it kind of acts as a reverse gateway, because if you're going into this without knowing who Frankenstein's monsters, Dracula, the creature from the Black Lagoon, or Mummy, and then you're showing your kid this movie to begin with, and then they start having questions. It's like, who is this character? Who's Dracula? Well, let me introduce you to an awesome film back in the 30s called Nosferatu. And let's start from there, and then let's go in order.
My daughter's first experience with Frankenstein is young Frankenstein. So when Frankenstein was coming up on oh my god, the little girl in this movie, he was like, she instantly looked at me, she's like, Daddy, is he gonna throw her in the lake? I'm like, yeah, but he never threw her in the lake in Young Frankenstein. She's like, she did it? I'm like, no, remember it was the teeter-totter. She went through the window. And she's like, oh yeah. I was
Oh,
like,
that's awesome.
yeah. But no, you're absolutely right, man. It's a total segue. Like, obviously, you got to kind of explain Gilman. I'm assuming that must have been probably licensing
Creature.
rights at that time.
Yeah,
They couldn't get. That's
But
the
even
one
in-
that they couldn't get.
right,
But
right.
in the and outro song, when the credits come up, they say "Creature of the Black Lagoon" when they're listing off the monsters.
They say
So-
creature.
No,
No, they say of the
he says-
Black
Creature of the
Lagoon.
Black
It's-
Lagoon?
Okay.
It said it
Something-
in the.
Okay.
There's something about that. There's something about that because, and it's on YouTube. This is in my behind the scenes, and I verified on YouTube. The original version up until like the early 2000s did not say "Creature from the Black Lagoon." It says "Gilman swimming in the pool."
Oh,
The original version said Gilman until I think
Okay.
it was, like I said, it was the early 2000s. They changed it, so they must have got the okay to use.
Wow.
But look it up. I
What?
can even share the link. Like I said, I found it this morning. The original version. It's like on the original VHS and everything.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
So it did originally say Gilman swimming in the pool. Hey, what's up, Gene? We're talking about one of our favorites, buddy.
Yeah, right.
Monster Squad.
So wait. I gotta go back. Hold on. So I feel like I skipped some stuff. Kaylee says you had your son watch Hellraiser.
Yeah, I wanted because okay, so the first horror flick I've ever seen as like a teenager was Friday the 13th. And then it was Nightmare on Elm Street like an hour later it was Nightmare on Elm Street. And I was like maybe 13 or 14 years old or something. So when we were talking about the first experience of monster movies and horror flicks, I was like, "Hey, how about Hellraiser?"
How did that go?
we we watched it, and then of course we like fast forward and like kind of like, hey, just turn this way when it comes to the sex scene. Let's go back to the gore.
Bro, I still remember reviewing that movie, and I loved it because like Chad questioned because he was like, "Yo, how do you feel about this movie?" I'm like, "Yo, it's just literally about the one woman's quest for really good dick." Like if I had to sum it up in one sentence, that's it.
So you know
Kaylee
what?
said that
It's almost like Bev D, the movie.
Yeah.
Right? Oh man. But going back to Monster Squad, man, I like the design of all the monsters. I think Gilman looked awesome. I wish we got more.
Oh
of him.
yeah.
He did look good.
Horace just took him straight out.
Yeah, like real quick.
Oh man.
What's really funny is I was watching on the deleted scenes today, and there's this really awesome extended part of the intro that nobody can find with Van Helsing and his cronies like completely fucking shit up. Like that video, nobody can find that video.
I feel like I kind of remember that for some reason.
I think it might have been on some of the TV broadcasts, but they can't find it now. But
like they came
anyway.
in and just were like destroying the cat, like, and that was all before they even got to the first bride, I think, right?
maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyhow, when one of the things they tried to shoot, but it just didn't work, was when the Gilman's killed. After Horace shoots him, he pukes up a bunch of live fish.
That would have been awesome.
But they could not get the effect to look right because it's just anytime they tried, like you'd see like the water pouring out of Gilman's mouth, and there were just fish already there flopping around. They couldn't get it to where it looked like he was actually throwing up the fish.
Oh,
Damn.
dude.
Damn. That would have been sweet though.
It would have been cool.
No, I mean, obviously Stan Winston's effects are fantastic, dude. Like, I can't for the life of me think, is this the only one where you see a werewolf literally get completely dissected and be able to regen like that?
I had my own like grievance against that because as someone who really enjoys cryptids and the werewolf thing,
Right.
there's nothing in the lore that I could find that suggests that it regenerates like that. That
Not
once
like
you,
that, dude.
once
Like,
you kill
Well, yeah,
it, that it sorts itself out again and becomes the monster again.
Yeah, but I mean, there's really only one way to kill a werewolf, and that's with silver. So why would any other way?
I always thought you could cut their head off, though. I always thought
That's
that was
vampire. Well, I thought that was vampires only.
No, I always thought that was werewolves too, but maybe I'm.
No,
conf-
werewolves is just pure silver. Silver
Yeah.
anything. It
You
doesn't
couldn't
have to be
just cut
silver
their
bullet.
head off.
No.
Really?
That's why Rudy said there's only one way to kill a werewolf, and it's with a silver bullet.
Yeah,
Wait.
the
What
lore
if you had
doesn't-
What if you had a silver sword though, and cut its head off?
Yeah, anything silver
yeah.
will kill it. It doesn't have to
Yeah,
be
that'll
bullets.
kill it.
So then a sword
Yeah.
silver.
Because
But there's-
remember the
there's nothing
Wolfman?
in-
He was killed with the top of the cane because that was silver in the original Wolfman.
Oh yeah.
right.
You know, I never watched it. What was the two? Wasn't there like a 2012 The Wolfman? I never watched
Yeah.
that one.
With Del Toro. It was decent. Had some
Yeah?
real good gore.
Interesting.
Oh, I would say like the wolf transition in this movie was pretty dope. Being
I
from
thought it was solid.
1987. It was cool. It was cool as hell. And
We're
the phone
talking in
booth-
the yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. The face looked a little different, but and that's what I was trying to explain to the daughter because she's like, he doesn't look like a werewolf. I'm like, well, he's more like a wolf man. I was like,
Yeah, the face is based on Stan Winston.
is
They
it
made-
real?
That's Stan Winston's face.
Oh wow.
Well, that's why it looks different, but
Mhm.
okay, interesting. No, but I liked how like beefy he was. I don't know. It's cool that we get the classic monsters because you don't obviously get that kind of shit anymore.
No.
Like
I mean, we
now
kinda
you
got it
almost
in-
have-
You kind of got it in Van Helsing, but that movie was a pile of dog shit.
I liked it.
I didn't. I hated the CGI. Anytime you do CGI werewolves, it just looks like absolute crap.
I still liked it. It's one of those guilty pleasures that I fit in with like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and all that other shit. Like I could watch all that all day, dude. I don't care.
Which is funny because they both had Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
They did. You mean the Hulk?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Yeah. But anything that you guys want to like super note on this movie? Obviously, we clearly.
Well,
already
I just
know.
want to say, me and my buddy Gene and our good friend Lynn, who doesn't, I don't think he really listens to the show. Like we were big into monster. Like we started our own little monster squad back after this movie came out. But
Yep.
we wanted to
Nice.
be the monsters. So we were the monsters instead of the kids.
So you were the TV show that I
Kinda,
sent
yeah.
you earlier.
I
But,
think that
my
movie set off. I think that movie set off. That with Stand by Me, set off this love of tree houses. I really wanted. a
Oh,
tree-
dude, I wanted a treehouse so bad after watching this.
Is
We didn't
it?
have any trees in the yard. We had one tree in the backyard. And what my grandfather did, it wasn't even big enough to have a house, but he made like a little deck up in the tree where I could just go up there. And that was my base camp for our monster squad. It was me, my friend Daniel, and my cousin Eric. And we were our neighborhood monster squad. And we would just sit there
Oh,
and
nice.
pretend like we were fucking hunting monsters and shit.
Maybe you know what you might be onto something because tree houses definitely were like I don't know if they still necessarily are a thing. I'm assuming that they must be
Oh,
somewhere.
they are
obviously.
100%.
Yeah,
absolutely.
like, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like, everybody always needed or tried to have a treehouse, dude.
See, I never had a treehouse because my family, we moved around a lot. So
I didn't have a treehouse. My dad, like, eventually I did, but it was weird. We turned it into like this like loft kind of thing attached to the playground or whatever. But
Yeah, we had a fort because I live right next to this heavily woods area in
Hell yeah.
in Virginia, and we had a fort, but we could have had a tree house, but at the time we were living on base housing and we couldn't build shit on trees.
no wonder you're into cryptids, dude. You were probably seeing tons of shit as a kid, fucking hanging out in the woods
Oh,
in Virginia. Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I was a kid, like man, that's all I hear about is the stories about the creepy shit in the woods. This is fantastic, right up my alley.
Right? Especially like that area too, man. That's like perfect zone, dude, for like the Sasquatch man himself.
Gene said he had a treehouse and there was a sand incident. Yes, there was a sand incident with the neighborhood and our friend Sean.
Oh boy.
Well, it was just that this kid kept coming over and we were goofing around, playing around the sandbox, and the kid kept throwing sand at Sean. And he looks at him and says, "Kid, I swear to God, you throw one more handful of sand at me, you're eating that shit." So sure enough, the kid throws sand at him. Sean just scoops right into the kid's mouth.
Fuck yeah.
You say I think my coolest experience at a tree fort was when I did my first Ouija board, and I was like, all right,
Yeah, buddy.
Oh
Hey, dude.
shit!
At Gene's treehouse, it was like a little swing set attached to it and everything, and he had like the chains hanging down with for the swings and everything. And we took GI Joes and lit them on fire on the chains, like how it was. It was a Hellraiser thing. I'll have to go down in my basement. I have a couple of them. I have like we took these two GI Joes and we fused Dr. Mindbender and Bazooka at the ass. It's the funniest fucking
What
thing.
the hell, man?
It just sounds so dumb, but it's so funny. And I took a picture of it. And
shit you
I sent it to my friend Sean. And he's like, "Holy shit, you still have it?" I'm like, "God damn, yeah, I do."
That's the shit you did to entertain yourselves, dude.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah,
all good.
we lit all sorts of little toys.
We didn't
on
have
fire.
electronics. That was our fucking fun back then.
So I do gotta say, man, their treehouse in this was awesome. It
Yeah.
was almost.
Yeah.
I like that it was like dual level.
Yeah,
It was
that's what I was
level,
thinking.
you
It
know
was
what I
high
mean?
level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although be creeping in on your boy's sister, a little weird. But
Okay, so
go ahead.
good thing you brought that up. Frankenstein accidentally takes this tit pic, of course, because we know that's what it was.
That was an accident on his
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
So then
But
later
he was
on,
also creeping on her.
later on during the montage, okay, he's there
Shotgun
staring at the
drop.
picture again with the glasses on, right?
Yeah, when they're all like
And
doing
all the little
like,
kids are
bouncing
like,
them.
"Give it to me, give me the picture." Why is her brother jumping for the fucking picture?
Thank you.
He
The
probably
picture
wanted to
back so
destroy it.
nobody can-
He probably wanted
nobody
to rip
looks
it
at
up.
I don't know. He looked really happy. He looked really happy jumping.
Right?
up for
He
that
looked
fucking
like just as
picture.
excited. I mean, even Phoebe was jumping. She was like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
know,
go,
he was-
let's go back to the picture though, because how wrong is it? And there's no way they could do that in today's
blackmail?
version, that they blackmail her into helping them,
blackmail,
saying,
dude.
"If you don't help us, I am putting this picture of your ass naked up on the bulletin board at school."
Oh well, they do that shit now with like.
Yeah, now it's just online.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
now
just leaked-
everything's
they just
online.
leaked the nudes. But yeah, you
Um,
totally could not do some of the stuff that was in this movie with today's themes.
Absolutely not.
Standards. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
Ugh.
Like some of the names they call each other that I don't want to repeat in here because I don't want to get
No, I
canceled.
don't want us to get kicked off of Facebook or anything.
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. You could, but the rating would have to change from PG-13 to rated R.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that and then you
you're
gotta. Everybody would cry about it though, and cancel culture, and you could not.
It's a
remake
rated
this
R
movie.
film.
Yeah.
It's a rated R. You know,
You-
that's
You
the
could
thing.
you could do it, but it would have to be a period piece. It would have to be set in the 80s because you can't
Yeah.
say shit like that now. You can't.
80s or 90s.
90s,
Yeah.
80s, 90s. Yeah, 90s. You can
Yeah.
do it in 90s.
We
but
were
like,
still cool in the 90s.
yeah, but like one of the games, and one of the games we played at the when I was a kid was
Smear the-
Smear the. Yep,
Yep.
you knew I was going.
Yep. I mean, come on. Like, what do they call it now? Oh my god, they call it something else now. Oh my god. I forgot what
Name?
I heard. Yes, there's a new name for it. I heard one of the kids say it at school, and I'm like,
Urban Dictionary,
What?
bro. Look on Urban Dictionary.
I'm gonna look right now because that was so stupid. I was like, that is. It's like sitting Indian style. That's what it was when I was a kid. Now it's sitting
Right.
crisscross applesauce.
Lunar New Year.
Crisscross applesauce? I thought it was just cross-legged.
No, it's crisscross applesauce. is what they call it.
That's
Yeah.
even that more
But
syllables
yeah,
to
you
say?
can't even say Chinese New Year anymore. It's Lunar New Year,
Yeah.
which calling it Chinese New Year was in no way derogatory. It's a part of their culture. It's part of their heritage.
So can you still call when all your friends run out of a car and switch positions at a stoplight? Is that still a Chinese fire drill, or can we not do
That's
that?
what I call it.
Thank you,
I mean,
Scoops.
I wouldn't.
No? All right, that's fair. I'm not doing it now at 37, but I'm just saying when you're young and stupid. Yeah. Don't do that, kids, by the way.
Yeah,
Public
it's
safety
totally-
announcement.
Don't do that. Wink, wink. Don't do what we did. Wink. Don't have any fun at all.
Yeah, don't
And then
have
Yo,
film
man, you
it.
can't be having fun. You can't toilet paper and egg a house anymore. That's way too expensive, bro.
That's like that meme back in my day. We had so much money we could throw eggs in toilet paper at people's houses or some shit.
Fucking A. All righty, so I feel like we've definitely talked a little bit. We definitely have said our likes for this movie, and we've said not necessarily our dislikes, but where the movie sits as per today's standards. But how about we hear from the DKB and see what he has to say?
Yeah.
Well, howdy fucking doody there, folks. It's your DKB back for another episode of Gore N More. And this week I'm here to talk to you about the Monster Squad. Now, let me just start off by saying how much I really appreciate this film for that nostalgic factor. It's a shame that this film never really caught a big break upon its release. Like, it was never really huge or big, and it really could have been. It could have been something much more. But in the horror community, it really is. It's a cult classic. It's quotable from start to finish, and it's very enjoyable. I mean, it definitely feels like in certain parts of the film it was made for TV, while it resonates with a younger audience and also dealing with adult themes and humor. And to see that reflected onto these kids and transition well throughout the character development of each of these kids is absolutely fun to see unfold. And the character development of each of these kids was incredible. It was like, and I really liked it and resonated with these kids. I mean, the dialogue between each and every single one of them, it was kind of like the stuff that me and my mates would say at that age, really, it really caught the realism and aesthetic of that. So I appreciate that about the film probably the most. I do love the idea how kids can take it, like just the whole idea of kids taking on monsters. I mean, I bet you there was some point in our lives as kids thinking that how cool it'd be for you and your mates to actually take on fucking Frankenstein or the Mummy or Werewolf. And what I really appreciated about this film is how they were able to introduce Frankenstein into it. And, they really took that iconic scene out of the 1930s film, put it in this film, did a little bit of a twist on it, like a bit of a what if he didn't drown the girl. And it really works in this film because the little girl in this, we feel a lot for. We're very sympathetic for her character. She's struggling. She's trying to make friends, but she's trying to get into the monster squad. And then the only thing that will accept her as a friend is this hideous creature, Frankenstein, obviously. And then they form a beautiful friendship between the two. And by the end of the film, it's really sad to see like that friendship fall apart because you've really, really invested with the characters. I can't stress that enough about this film. You are in it for the characters all the way, and you really feel for them. You feel sympathetic for them. It's fucking great. It's a great fucking film. I love it. So the cinematography was nothing really to rave on about. I really appreciate that they were able to keep the choices of shots down to like very basic filmmaking. You start fucking around with these like camera techniques and moves, and it kind of draws you away from the characters of a film like this when there's so much happening. So the way they'll just be able to keep it simple and yet effective, I thought was a fucking great choice. Now, the production design on this was actually pretty fucking awesome in some scenes. I mean, the interior shots, Vampire's Castle, really capture that gothic aesthetic about it, just set the mood and tone for him. And then you go to the exterior shots of the creature from the Black Lagoon, how they're able to light that setting outside and capture the ambience, and just even the sound design in those scenes. You can really pay attention to it and appreciate it for what it is with a fucking film like this. Now, the CGI in this film was very fucking outdated, but I still put up with it for this fucking film. I'll let it slide. It doesn't really fucking piss me off, but it's easily noticeable. And I mean, to obviously some people, it would piss them off. And anyway, but other than that, I fucking love this film. I really enjoy it for what it is. And if you have not seen it, definitely go out there and treat yourself to watching it because it is a fucking fun time. Now, I'm going to have to give it a Gore N More score of a 4.5.
All right.
I fucking love this film.
Setting the bar.
So this is your DKB signing out, and I hope you gentlemen have a great evening. Cheers.
Thank you, Brody. Cheers. Cheers.
Thank
cheers.
you, buddy.
All right.
Hell yeah.
All right. So Gene's been blowing up the chat, dude. And I feel like we got to make some notes because, you know what? He's definitely noticed some things that we personally have not brought up. And so let's start off with garlic pizza.
Yeah,
fucking
fuck yeah.
Fantastic, dude. That is great.
I love it.
That is something a kid would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that he's just carrying a piece of pizza around with him.
That's where I was going to go with it. It's like, dude, like the fat kid. Okay, I'm like, you know what? Fat kid has earned his name. The fact that he's just pocketing pizza. Like, just, I need my on-go pizza, man. That's
and it's that scene where I think he like gets he gains his like confidence in himself to finally be the hero and shoot
to be Horus,
the creature.
You're fucking right. Yeah, because he essentially allows their escape at that point, which, dude, such a great weapon. Such a fantastic. All right, so yes, scary German guy. that was a cool, like, weird little side plot, being obviously the escapee from, well,
The Holocaust survivor. Yeah.
Yeah.
survivor. Thank you. That was a better term.
That was, dude. That scene actually made me pretty emotional watching it today.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, dude, because it's just
Because they're saying,
This-
you know,
I-
oh, but you know a lot about monsters. Like, yeah, you could say that, and then it pans down. It shows the.
You see his
serial number
tattoo,
on his
right?
arm,
I'm like,
yeah.
fuck.
It's like,
All right.
wow.
So how Anthony mentioned earlier, like this was kind of like a gateway movie to, yeah. So that was a 10-minute conversation I had to pause the movie and had with my daughter, because she's like, what were those markings? And I was like, well, that and it started, like, I went a little down the rabbit hole, but not enough to where, like, because she was like, she looked at me, she's like, I don't understand. I'm like, don't worry about it. Let's keep watching the movie.
Yeah.
She'll learn about it in school.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I was like, you're 8, unfortunately. Like, we'll get to that at a point.
unless you live in Florida. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna teach. Yeah, but you know, I taught her a little bit about it, and yeah, man, it's just, and I'm glad they bring that character back. You know what I mean? It wasn't just a one-off. Like, they brought him back at the end. He helped them actually, like, be able to read the book. If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have been able to do anything. So
Yeah, that'd have been fucked.
Yeah, 100%.
And I gotta note the sister's line for after she does the seance and nothing happens. And she's like, well, it was Dave, but that doesn't count.
Steve. It was Steve.
Steve. Oh, Steve. That's right.
It was Steve.
Poor
You didn't
Steve.
count.
I was like, I never count. What the fuck?
But yeah. But that line, dude, I've heard women use that line. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
Well, I mean,
no,
there was
no,
this
no, no,
one
no,
guy,
no,
but
no.
it
That
doesn't
was
count.
hilarious.
Oh, no. It
You
totally
don't get to
counts.
erase shit because
Nah.
it doesn't. No,
So
what do you mean
now
it
you're gonna
doesn't
be like,
count?
okay, when you say he doesn't count, if you had the amulet from Monster Squad, could you summon the void?
Ah,
No? Okay, bitch. It counts.
And oh my god, dude, fucking Rudy making the projectiles in shop class.
Oh, dude, and nobody
Yes.
gets. He's making bullets in
He's making
fucking
rounds,
class.
man.
What the fuck? And nobody says shit. He's
No,
just there
sir.
fucking.
The thing that really, going back to that, the thing that really irritated me is he just happened to make them the right caliber.
Right
Yes,
caliber, right?
I
yeah.
thought that too. I was like, oh, okay.
But
because in the 80s, everybody had the same.
But there's a deleted scene that might explain that, because the one deleted scene that's on the DVD shows Sean unloading his dad's service revolver and loading it with silver bullets. So maybe they went in with the full intention of using his dad's service revolver, so they would know, you know, what the proper caliber would have been.
Well, that
That
would
makes
make
sense.
complete sense.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, but you know, it
No,
wasn't
no,
really
you know what?
explained,
I'm gonna go with that. That works
because
for me.
that's something that should have been explained in the movie.
I mean, and
You can't
how
just make a
how non-menacing was the mummy? Like,
Yeah, but is the mummy ever going to be menacing unless it's like the Brendan Fraser style mummy? And even at that point, if
True.
it's Brendan Fraser style mummy, then Dracula is going to be second fucking card at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know. Dracula did have a sweet fucking hearse though in this movie.
fuck yeah, he did,
I want it.
dude. And I love how he just rips the fucking back door off.
Yeah, I
grabs
heard
the
a little
fucking
bit of that.
Dynamite. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Right? What is Dracula's obsession with dynamite, dude? This is like an Acme fucking film. It's like, I'm not complaining by any means, but I totally forgot about the amount of the usage of dynamite, dude. But no,
Sorry.
you're fine, man. All right, so let's see. Bro.
The downtown of this in the movie looks exactly like the town in Gremlins. Back to the Future, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, that's definitely Back to the Future stage lot.
Because
it's that Burger King, dude. You always
the Burger
King
and the clock tower.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah.
That's what it was tripping me out, because I was like, man, you know, did they use a real set for that, or did they go location? Because that looks very familiar.
That's what I'm trying to figure out here, and that's I don't want to distract too much from what's going on here. I don't want to distract.
Oh, okay. So Brody's talking about the dad that was fucking being a douche to his son about Eugene's dad, right? Yeah.
Ooh,
He was
look
kind
at
of
the
an
scary monster.
He was kind of an asshole. I mean, like, I get it, dude. Like, sometimes you're just like, oh.
I as a dad, I can sympathize with that.
I'm not gonna say I don't kind of get it for sure.
He's pushing all the imaginary monsters out the door. Okay, you get Go get on. Go.
Here's something else that hit me that never hit me until I was watching it last night. They need a virgin.
They're
Okay?
all virgins.
They're all fucking virgins.
They're all virgins. Why do they
I
gotta go
think,
to
it, I think it had to be a woman though.
It had to be a girl.
But
But they never specify
never
that. They
says,
just
it
said a
says
virgin.
They need a virgin.
Yeah.
And
But
then because
feel
here,
like-
they
I
say,
feel
why
that's
can't
old
you
school
read it?
I
But
feel that's old school mentality, dude.
True. But they
Okay,
even
here's-
asked the German guy, why can't you read it? The sister says, why can't you read it? And the kid says, because he's not a virgin, duh.
Right.
So
but I love that we're like we're questioning the virginity of a 5-year-old by the end of this movie. Like, wait, what?
is she
She's a virgin? Yes. I hope to fucking God.
I hope to God, yes.
But okay, and I also got a question for you guys. The thumbs up.
From
Did
Van
James-
Helsing?
Did James Cameron steal it? They were like, he's like, I love this so much, I'm putting it in T2.
Oh,
Like,
fuck,
I don't
love
know,
this
man.
movie. I fucking love this movie. I don't, man. Even the cheese in it, I just fucking
The
love
cheese
it.
is great because, like, why does the army show up for Eugene's like
For
little
Eugene's
crayon
shitty letter, like, there's
All right,
monsters
son,
coming
where's
out.
the monsters? Ah.
Mummy was in my closet, and it just fucking
I-
walks away. Like, what the fuck?
I can confirm that some of it is on the Warner lot that they did film Gremlins.
Okay.
Mrs. Deagle's house is in the background of when Dracula's trying to get the amulet from Phoebe. The church is the same church that was in Lost Boys.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
But I can't verify that is the actual same town center that is used for both Back to the Future and Gremlins.
Now, did you homies watch the credits at all or no?
Yes.
Did you notice for the teacher they actually have cat head in parentheses for fucking? I love it, dude.
And they had listed the TV anchor woman and TV anchor man. I'm like, I don't remember anybody watching the news on this, but they are in a deleted scene.
I liked how they advertised the cops as there was hefty cop and thin cop, and I was like, wow, fuck you.
They could say fat kid, but not fat cop.
Right? Who's a hefty cop? You can't fucking. I know they should have just said fat cop, dude. Why not? Which I was just like, wait, which one was the fat cop? I didn't even notice there was a fat cop. They just seemed to be like throwing themselves at Dracula, and he was like, nah.
No,
You know,
I think the fat cop was the old security guard at the museum.
Oh
No,
maybe-
that was different. That was listed in the credits as someone different.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it said blah blah blah, whatever his name is, mall or museum security guard.
You know, for a PG-13 movie, though, I got to say we have a pretty high body count in this movie.
Oh yeah,
Like, it's pretty good. It's
somebody
not like
gets
obviously
blown
overly-
up. Like the cop, he gets fucking blown up in the car.
Yeah.
And we get a little bit of gore with the werewolf blowing up.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
and we get some body parts like that. Yeah, it's solid. All right. I feel like we've discussed. I mean, you guys want to spread the cheeks, see what you got
Let's
behind
spread them.
Yeah. So let's do this. So and I might be retreading on what they did for behind the scenes on their show because I don't really remember that much because the less said the better.
That's fine.
I'll bite my tongue on that. So the scene where Dracula lifts Phoebe up and she screams was done in one take. Duncan Rager wouldn't wear his red contacts or fangs around 5-year-old Ashley Bank because it scared her too much. For the scene, Fred Decker just told Ashley to scream once the platform raised her. When she asked when, Decker told him, "Oh, you'll know," and proceeded to shoot. The terrified scream you hear when Dracula opens his eyes is Ashley's genuine scream of fright.
So she talked about that in the Q&A and how that gave her nightmares for years because of that one scene. Like it
Really?
totally like she was terrified. She's like, that was a legit scream. That was not me acting. I was terrified.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he does call her a bitch in that scene. Seems a little aggressive. Not gonna.
a little much. This is a
Right?
little much.
Like, bro, she's 5. But okay. I gotta get Dracula. But come on.
Okay.
Yeah,
according
Brody,
to-
you're right. Like all the cops that get sucked in the portal, they're fucking Kaputskis too.
Yeah, and all those people that got sucked in at the beginning.
Right? Although somehow Van Helsing made it back out enough to grab Dracula to go back in.
So maybe limbo, you don't age. You're
No,
just
it would
in
just
limbo.
be your limbo.
Wait, we didn't even talk about it. they totally ripped the portal from Evil Dead 2.
Yep, it was the fucking exact.
That was
portal
literally
from
the
Evil Dead
portal,
2.
and I'm pretty sure some of the same fencing that
Yeah.
fucking goes across.
Yep. I told Mel, I was like, watch when it opens. What's it from? She's like, it's fucking Evil Dead 2. I was like, yep.
Literally
I
the
can't
same
believe-
way it opens, and
I can't believe I didn't make that. I
Yeah.
can't believe. I didn't
oh
make that
my god,
connection.
dude! Especially it's like once you see it open, you're like, yeah, Evil Dead 2, and then it's like the same fence frame. You're
Fencing
like,
and
God,
shit. Yep.
and you're like, give me the car. Where's the car? But then they don't show you the fucking.
Well, they did have a car at the end on the
Yeah, but it's not
second
the
part.
same.
Yeah, it's not, but it was still a yellow car.
Was it still yellow?
Yeah, it was a yellow car.
Nice.
Right. Okay.
Maybe
according
it
to
was.
director-
Yeah, right.
And maybe, according to director Fred Decker, Shane Black's first draft of the screenplay was so huge that the opening of the film featured Van Helsing accompanied by zeppelins and hundreds of men on horseback storming Dracula's castle. Decker stated this sequence would have cost more than the final budget of the film.
Zeppelins? They had Zeppelins then?
No.
What is this, fucking Avatar? The good Avatar.
Well, then you got to think too. When did the first half take place? Because
thought it
didn't
was
they
like
say it was
in
like
the-
100 years? I thought it was like.
Whoa,
it
it was
It would have been.
all
It
right.
would have been 1887.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
it was
because
only
the
100
because
years.
the
Never mind.
rifles they use are Winchester 87s, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, so then also, did this battle go down in wherever the hell they are in America? Like
No.
Van Helsing?
No, they were
So,
in
like-
Dracula's castle.
But then, like, why was there like this weird Southern Louisiana house that Dracula
Because
knew
that-
the whole like catacomb shit and everything? Like, what the fuck was this all about?
Well, see, and it never explains too like how they were. I mean, they
Like,
never
he knew
got
all
sucked into
about
the
that
void.
fucking place, dude, right? And like,
I mean, because it wasn't his house. The amulet was hidden there. That's why he went there.
Well, I'm guessing with
true.
the amulet, and the mom said she got the
The book.
book
book on the
from an
road,
estate
yeah.
sale from that same house. Maybe they were just Van Helsing's descendants.
Well, yeah, maybe before or
Or
after.
maybe they came to America and that's where they
Yeah.
hid the amulet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll
we
go
need a
with that.
prequel.
Yeah. Okay. Liam Neeson was
Hmm.
paid for a bit part that was never shot.
What?
And I
Is it
have the
fake?
details. I have the details.
Go
Oh,
on.
Yeah, I was
Go
like,
on, Dad Daddy. Spread them cheeks even
In
further.
this Horror Hound retrospect that actually came out September 2012.
oh.
Okay, one of the more interesting anecdotes pertaining to what wasn't filmed has become the stuff of legend amongst devoted fans of the squad. Fred Decker added about the missing Liam Neeson scene. Liam Neeson had a part in the movie that was actually never shot because by that point in the shoot, the script had been whittled down some 40 pages or so, taking his part with it. The idea was that, and this would have been, when the kids get to the scary mansion, they meet this mysterious stranger who starts to question them, interrogate them about how much they know. It becomes clear as he's asking them questions that he is nefarious in some way. The way that we conceived the scene was that Fat Kid would look into a mirror and see this mysterious stranger's face sort of hanging in midair and realize it was actually a latex appliance and it was really Dracula posing as somebody else in order to get information to find out how much they know. Being a vampire, he wouldn't have a reflection, so all he saw was the latex mask. Whenever somebody wears latex masks to appear to be somebody else, and all this never works, so he said, let's cast a different actor so that the audience won't immediately know it's actually Dracula, and when he tears the latex off, it'll be Duncan Reger. So they hired Liam Neeson to play the mysterious stranger, but it was never filmed. So it would have been...
That would have been cool.
That would have been...
Right?
So he would have been like Darkman a couple years before he was actually Darkman.
Fucking right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you were going with a whole way different pitch.
Yeah.
The way you were leading that into like he was going to be at the house. I was like, oh, he's going to be a descendant or something like that.
Yeah,
Nope,
yeah,
okay.
He would have been Dracula in disguise.
I like that better.
That would have been awesome.
I feel like we were gypped to that.
We were. Unfortunately, they couldn't film it. So
Yeah.
near the start of the movie, the plane where Dracula first appears has Browning written on the side. This is a nod to director Todd Browning, who directed Dracula in 1931.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Yo, the cockpit scenes, did that make you homies want to watch Airplane? Because it really did for me.
I don't need
speaking
a
of
reason to watch Airplane. I love
Yeah,
that movie.
Oh
Just
my
throw it
god!
on.
Speaking of
No, I'm not
Airplane-
saying a reason, but just like just because like I was seeing that and like you're just watching like the shitty like outside the windows. I'm like, man, I just want to watch Airplanes.
Speaking of Airplane, the scene where Dracula at the end is doing that one take walk and all the cops are coming to him and he's like,
Yes.
like in action, in stride, flicking them off. that reminds me of the scene in Airplane where the freaking super awesome captain or whatever of the air traffic controller comes walking in the airport, and everybody's asking him to like give money to the poor or the priest is coming.
I forgot about that shit.
So did I.
The monk is coming in and he's flipping them off and he's tackling them, beating the shit out of them. I saw that scene and I was like, "Yep, that's."
Damn it! Now I want to watch.
man.
Now I have to watch Airplane.
Same. I'm going to dig out my old fucking DVD.
Oh,
God,
Brody
nice.
said it made him want to watch The Sopranos. Okay, totally different take. Dig it.
Speaking of the cockpit scene, did you notice the co-pilot was wearing a fucking Magnum PI shirt?
No, I did
It,
not.
it was identical to Magnum PI's like red fucking Hawaiian shirt with the white flowers on it.
Oh, you know what? I can totally see that now. All right,
I saw that. I'm like, that dude looks like Magnum PI.
awesome. What else we got, homie? Anything good?
According to director Fred Decker, the film was cut by 13 minutes because some executives didn't want it to run more than 90 minutes.
Wow.
No. Damn.
Actor Brett Chalem, who portrayed Horace, Fat Kid, tragically died of pneumonia in 97.
Oh, damn, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
That sucks.
Yeah. Always
No
depressing
shit.
to hear that.
Right.
Okay, I already
At the
mentioned
same
this.
time, like, not for nothing, dude, but could you imagine, like, that dude, like, if he was alive, like, rocking cons, he'd probably hate it, dude, because everybody would be like, "What's up, fat kid?"
Fat kid.
Probably not even fat anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
like-
Jerry O'Connell seems okay with being called the fat kid from Stand By Me.
see, like, I know that, but like Jerry O'Connell, like peak Jerry O'Connell for me is Sliders, dude, and it will always be. It might be
I
different
love
for
that show.
everything.
I love
I
that
did
show.
too, man.
Well, I remember
Fantastic show.
I remember seeing Jerry O'Connell on a talk show with Will Wheaton, and they were talking about
Wheaton?
like how horrible it was for a very long time, how fans would just fuck up their minds and continuously tell Will Wheaton to like shut up, Wesley, and calling Jerry O'Connell fat, and it was
Really?
horrible seeing hearing their stories. It's like, man, I feel bad for these wonderful actors, man. I feel so horrible.
Well, yeah, dude, listen, there's always fans that are obviously going to act appropriate around people like that, but then there's always just going to be those guys that, you know, just want to poke a little bit or just get their own fucking laugh. But yeah, man, like,
Yeah.
how much of it can you listen to all the fucking time?
No shit.
Hey, Jerry O'Connell has the best comeback. You know, he fucking nailed Rebecca Romaine. So
Rebecca Romaine
Yeah, he
Samos.
fucking did.
Right, dude. Yo, so honestly, did you guys all watch Sliders? Or no?
I did.
I mean,
I haven't seen Sliders now.
No? It fell off like maybe a season after they found his brother.
It was after,
Like, in the West.
after it went to Sci-Fi Channel is when it went downhill.
Because like I thought, like even when they got his brother from the Old West, it was still kind of good. Like it sucked because
was.
they killed off the doc, but then like there was like 2 seasons and then it got shitty because they
and
started.
then they did this stupid thing where they merged the two brothers together into one guy.
Yeah, and then it was like a totally
That made no
completely
sense.
fucking stopped watching at that fucking point.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
jumped the
OG
shark.
Sliders, dude, when they like the first couple of episodes were awesome, man. If you were into like X-Files and shit, that was like a perfect like, yo, we're gonna waste 2 hours of time.
Yeah, the first couple of seasons were awesome.
Hell yeah, dude. There's a podcast. Down the Wormhole with Sliders.
That's not a bad idea because there's probably not there may not even be any fucking podcasts. about
guys,
Sliders.
we're gonna have so many fucking podcasts.
Shh. And yes, Brody, you're right. There was a show called Millennium, and that
Yep.
was with our beloved.
Spin-off of the spin-off of the spin-off podcast shows.
That's right. But who was Millennium was
Lance Henriksen.
Lance Hendrickson. I do remember the crossover episode of Millennium and X-Files.
Yeah,
That was
they
a
made that. That was kind of
big-
their epilogue to Millennium because Millennium got canceled, so they didn't get to tie up the storylines they wanted to.
Yeah. But hell yeah. All right. Anything else? Any more juicy nuggets? there,
I already
buddy?
brought up about the 2 versions of the end credit song. Let's see. Due to licensing issues, the crew had to recreate characters that were suggestive but not exact copies of Universal's iconic monsters. We already talked about that. Like example, they had to use Gilman instead of Creature from the Black Lagoon. The Frankenstein monster looks a bit like Karloff, but instead of the bolts in the neck, they had him in the forehead. They also kind of made him look like a cross between the Universal and the Hammer Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I liked him. I really dig this.
Yeah, he looked
design
really
of
good.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love how he looks at the mask, and it's obviously the fucking, we all had
Yeah.
those costumes back in the day.
The old
And
Ben Cooper hut. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and that was the Universal monster Frankenstein that he
Sweat
looked at
your
and fucking
face
swept
off,
it
can't
away,
breathe
yeah.
at all. Like,
Dude, and then it would always like push up against your mouth, the little
Yeah,
fucking like plastic edge.
you like sticking like your one lip through it.
Yeah.
And then you take it off at the end of the night and it's just full of sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, those were the good old days of trick or
They
treat.
were great. You thought you looked badass as fucking Darth Vader, and all it was just a really shitty plastic mask, and then
Yeah.
it's like it was a picture of Darth Vader on the costume.
Yeah,
It didn't
on a
even look like his
plastic-
suit. Yeah,
On a plastic tablecloth. This is all it fucking was.
That was a perfect analogy, dude.
Bro, and we didn't give a shit. We were badass on Halloween.
we were.
Right.
Yeah,
I had the
buddy.
He-Man one. I remember having the He-Man one.
Nice.
I had Darth Vader, Popeye. I was Pac-Man one year.
Oh,
I had a
nice.
Pac-Man.
Oh,
one year.
nice.
It was really cheesy, but I had it.
Waka 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 waka. Hell yeah. Any other juicy nuggets, or shall we
It
dive in?
has the same dead guys do not get up and walk away by themselves line, followed by a shot of a dead guy walking down the street as Night of the Creeps, which was also written and directed by Fred Decker.
Nice.
Awesome movie. Hey, speaking of, what up?
Oh,
Yeah,
Cool.
nice. Nice, very nice.
nice.
Seth Green screen tested for a role and even read with Andre Gower, who was cast as Sean. The two became good friends after that.
Young Seth Green in Monster Squad. I'm sad we didn't get it. So wait, he would have been the kid that would have been pervert on his sister, right? Probably.
Maybe.
I can see that.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Both actors in this film, Mary Ellen Trainor and Robert Lesser, would co-star together again 1 year later in the movie Die Hard.
Oh, all right.
Right on.
The noise the rats supposedly make during the opening scene is actually from guinea pigs. The rats seen in this same opening shot are actually armadillos.
Yeah, I was wondering why there was armadillos like in Dracula's castle. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Well, that
Is that an
that's-
animal that just happens to be there?
that's actually also a throwback to the original Dracula when they had armadillos in Dracula's castle.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm gonna be
nice.
honest, homie. I've never actually watched the OG Dracula.
Oh, it's so good.
I think I've watched out of the OG I've watched OG Frankenstein and maybe The Invisible Man, but I was a kid and that
I
was
love
it.
The Invisible Man so much.
The Invisible Man is such a weird movie to actually think about
Yeah.
because it's like honestly just the dude naked running around the whole
Yeah.
time with his
Yeah,
balls
Yes,
flying
in his
around,
house.
like,
Yeah,
just
in
fucking with
his
people.
hotel.
that's exactly what it is.
But the dude does have body count, man. He derails an entire train and kills everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so not for nothing.
You know,
But, like-
I've never seen The Invisible Man, and you've seen the Universal Legacy Collection sets they have.
Yeah.
That's the only one. That's the only one I don't have is The Invisible Man.
Ah, dude, it's funny to think about though, like because he sits in the seat and then like it's his butt impression. So
Where
it's
was
like
his balls?
they were probably hanging.
It
over
was
the
cold.
seat.
It was cold, is what it was.
It was hanging
He
over
was in the
seat,
pool,
man.
He was in the pool.
Or is he like one of those like where he can actually like cross his legs so maybe he like up tucked a little bit? I don't know.
Okay, thank you. How do guys sit like that? I can't
do it, dude.
I can't do
cannot
it.
do that.
I physically can't. Like I've tried, and I'm like, no, that hurts. Like,
Yeah,
my legs
exactly.
don't. Yeah, doesn't contort that way. What?
You see dudes sit like that. I'm like, that looks painful.
Kaylee just came and she's like, wait, what the fuck are you guys doing?
We're talking about invisible balls.
That's right. Invisible Man. Next up. No. Anything else, Chad Daddy?
Let's see. The movie's not based on or is a remake of the Monster Squad from 1976. The short-lived TV series was about wax figures of three monsters that comes to life to battle evil.
To which I didn't even know existed till today.
I heard about it a couple years ago, but
Because
Never
Scoob
bothered
shared
seeing
it
it.
on his TikTok.
yeah,
I
but-
did.
I've
Well,
never
dude,
seen
it
it.
was weird. I was literally just scrolling through TikTok,
Algorithm,
and
maybe.
It was a podcast called the Horror Collectors Podcast, and he just posts like random stuff or whatever. He doesn't really do like movie reviews. It's just like collector stuff. And I just scrolled past it, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And I went back, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? I've never heard of this in my life." And that's why I sent it to you guys.
Felt very Scooby-Doo-ish.
Very Scooby-Doo-ish.
I dig it.
Okay, so finally, the TV print showed on TNT contains roughly 4 minutes of additional deleted scenes not included on the DVD release, including in the opening scene immediately following the opening title, one of Van Helsing's men fights off one of the vampire women and accidentally pulls the stake out of Dracula's chest, resurrecting the Count.
I feel like I remember that. You said this
It
was
would-
TBS?
TNT, yeah. But
TNT.
close.
Okay, yeah.
An extended comedy routine scene between the two pilots flying Dracula and Frankenstein's coffin in the World War II bomber plane. A scene between Phoebe and her mother in the kitchen. The mother tells Phoebe to go watch her favorite TV show, but Phoebe says her PTA won't let her on the grounds it contains too much sex, which leads the mother to retort under her breath, "We could use a little sex in this house."
Whoa!
Mama.
That's why they need to go to marriage counseling.
So Mel was like, "He's cheating on her. He's cheating on her. Why is he getting dressed so late? This and that. Why is he shaving so late?" And I'm like, "He's a fucking
He's a
cop."
cop.
She's like, "No, he's fucking cheating on her. Why is he?" And I'm
Bro,
like,
he's a cop.
Yeah,
That's
he's
what I
a
said.
detective. So
I was like, he's a detective. He's going to work. And then when they brought up marriage counseling, she's like, "See, I told you he's fucking cheating on her." I'm like, he's a cop. Like, that's like a common theme between police officers and their marriages not working out because they fucking put their job before their marriage. She's like, no. She was like adamant that he was fucking cheating on her.
Nah, he was married
even
to his
says
work.
In his line, he's like, "You knew what you signed up for
Yep.
when you married a cop."
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. No.
Okay,
He was-
so there's
he was
also
a good guy.
an extended scene where the boys are discussing whether or not they know what a virgin is, leading to them asking Rudy if he knows any. No. Do not take her side, Kaylee.
She's gonna take her side.
Oh, and one of the deleted scenes that was on the DVD, by the way, showed right before Dracula showed up and blew up the cop into the cop car. Right before they showed up was the mom was actually ready to leave the family. Like she was carrying suitcases down the stairs, ready to leave.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. She's gonna leave the
Damn.
kids there. What a bitch.
Right? That's
Huh. Team dad.
right. Like, I'm-
Wow.
like
Poor dad.
Like the dad even brought food home and like was chilling with the son, watching the movie up in the
Yeah,
you know what I
like,
mean? Like
brought
I
a
feel like
Burger
he was a
King.
good dad. Dude.
Yeah, he
fuck
was just
yeah.
he's just
He
trying to be a good cop.
He's just trying to provide for the family, but still do a good job at his job. Like I don't know, man.
I'm team
80s.
dad.
We
Team
get it,
dad.
guys. We get it, guys. We get
We
it.
get it. We do. We see you. We hear you. When the boys and Frankenstein go to the mansion to retrieve the amulet, there's an additional scene showing them approaching the house where Horace expresses his fear.
Ooh.
And finally, a scene of Rudy putting his arm around Patrick's sister to her disgust as they observe the carnage following the movie's finale. But that was actually in the movie itself.
That was in the movie.
Yeah,
I thought
think
he
that was
put
the
his
movie.
hand on her hand, right?
No, he puts his hand.
No, he put his arm
around
around
her.
on his shoulder.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
She
yeah,
looks
yeah,
Because
at
I
it, she
distinctly
looks at it
remember
like,
seeing that.
fuck. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, it's there.
Which reminded me. Have you guys ever watched the animated movie Paranorman?
Yes.
No.
Bro,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think you would enjoy it, Chad. Like,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Oh,
some
yeah.
reason, we never did a kids reviewed episode. I would totally say throw that one in there.
Paranorman and Frankenweenie.
I like
yeah.
Frankenweenie. I like Paranorman a little better, but
Frankenweenie made me cry.
Frankenweenie is a sad movie.
I think I've only
But-
seen the original short, not the full-length Frankenweenie.
It's so good.
Why did that sound wrong? I've never seen the full-length Frankenweenie.
He's never seen a full-length Frankenweenie. Just the
That
short.
happens.
Bobby,
That
get on
happens.
it.
That's right. Alrighty. Was there any juicy tidbits that anybody wanted to throw out?
Oh, another thing, just another little funny thing. Of course, there's no actual licensed merchandise for the movie, but there's been lots of third-party people that make stuff. They make masks, statues, whatever. And apparently, hold on, let me get to the right page here. In the movie.
Chad's got.
And what page is it? Full-size Gilman replica can be seen in John Lovitz's house in the 2006 comedy Benchwarmers.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
What a random ass fucking.
That is totally random.
Yeah.
John Lovitz is out. I love John Lovitz, dude.
Dude, I've always been a fan of John Lovitz, but I loved him even more after I found out he punched out Andy
Punched
Dick.
Andy Dick.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. So
I
there's
felt
a
so-
guy.
Oh, go ahead.
No, there's a guy that goes to the bar that I work at. He calls himself Juan the Showstopper, and he is totally John Lovitz's character from The Wedding Singer. I shit you not. I'm going to tag you guys one night when he's there,
Please do.
and I'm gonna go live on TikTok, and you guys are gonna have to go to TikTok to watch it because I will make him sing Ladies Night. And he's oblivious. He's an older guy, so he doesn't even fucking know anything about The Wedding Singer. But the way he sings and the way he moves and stuff, like
John Lovitz.
he's like, dude, it's fucking great.
I
That's
gotta
awesome.
see that.
It's
That's
fucking
awesome.
great.
You know what? Did you guys ever watch? It was a few years back, but it was like a really big night on SNL. I think it was like, was it their 1,000th episode or something? I don't know what the hell it was. It was something huge. But they were doing the spiel of all the cast members that have like passed away. I think Bill Murray was up there doing it at the time, and they fucking threw John Lovitz in there, and then they panned on him in the. And he's just so fucking pissed, dude. I was, I think I laughed the hardest at that point in the show than the rest of the fucking show.
That's
I had to
hilarious.
pause, dude. I was like, oh,
Oh,
wow,
man.
fucking dicks. Oh. That's fucked up. Sorry. I always remember that one. That was just a random, like, it's just the look of just pissed off, dude. Fantastic.
After he left the show, they would bring him back periodically and just shit on him randomly.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
so
all
funny.
the time.
Like
Yeah.
the one time,
Oh.
I think it was when Tom Hanks. It was his 5th time hosting, and he got to join the 5 Timers Club. And he met up with like Steve Martin.
Oh,
everyone in
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
And-
yeah, I
and-
remember that
and-
episode,
and
yeah.
Lovitz
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Lovitz was the waiter in the 5 Timers Club.
Yeah.
And Rich on, they're like, are things really that bad, John? They're real bad. Things that bad for you? They're real bad.
Poor Jaw, dude. Alrighty. On to the main questions. Thank you for that juicy tidbits, by the way.
My pleasure, buddy.
Alrighty. Gentlemen, what format did you watch this on?
Paramount.
Paramount.
I went Voodoo. And
I love this
all
buddy.
right. He went physical.
I went old
Okay.
school.
Nice, buddy. I like it. Appreciate it. Okay. Douche of the film. I mean, Dracula was kind of douchey,
But
obviously.
that's Dracula. I gotta
Right.
give it to
No.
I gotta give
Yeah.
it to the
But
That-
yeah, what's his name from the Wonder
From the
Years?
Wonder Years.
yeah, the
Yeah.
kid that
Yeah.
yep, that's where I was going.
Yep.
He's a dick. Whoa,
Step
did you
on the
see Becky?
Snickers.
My name is Horace. All right. Anthony, what was yours? Were you agreeing on that, or did you? have
Oh
a
yeah,
different view?
100%. Yeah. This,
Oh, okay,
same
okay.
guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Want to make sure I get everybody's vote here. All right. Phone. All right. So, favorite kill.
I gotta give it to the Mummy when they fucking unraveled
The
him.
unwrapping at the
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
that was
funny.
that was a funny one.
It was done in comedic way, and I really it's something that really just sticks in your mind after you've seen the movie.
Because I mean, yeah, it does stick out because then you're like, dude, that's all you really got to do is just unravel him, and then he's fucked. Like,
Yep.
what is he?
Like, I feel like you could just get him wet, and he'd be fucked, right?
I'm gonna say Wolfman because his was kind of heartfelt.
Yeah, Wolfman.
you know,
yeah.
I'm going Wolfman.
But
So,
but
like-
not but not the end when he gets shot by the silver bullet. When he gets
The
blown up
explosion?
by dynamite. Yeah,
See,
no, no,
that's
no.
what I want to go with.
I'm
I know that
going-
doesn't count as a kill. Like, he doesn't die.
I'm going with the shot in the heart because I
mean,
mean,
he
you
thanks
you
him.
Thank
saw
you.
the anguish. Yeah. That's the one I'm going with.
That's fair. I definitely like the exploding because I feel like that was the most gore we got out of this film, being a
Mhm.
PG-13 film.
Yeah.
And Chad Daddy, what was yours, homie?
The Mummy.
Mummy, sorry. Okay. That leads us to best scene for you gentlemen.
The montage,
Oh, bro.
hands down, the fucking montage.
Perfect. Great song, great montage song, great 80s montage nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I might have to agree with you on that one, Steve. That's a solid hit. I'm gonna think about it for a second with these homies. What do you guys got?
Mine is at the end when Rudy is gonna go toe to toe with those three
Oh, the
vampire chicks.
Dracula's wives. Yeah,
And they're like, and he's like, "What are you doing?" So I'm in the squad, am I? And
I'm in the
he starts
fucking
walking
club,
in the
ain't I?
middle. It just starts takes that one steak out and foop, knocks him right in the chest. So I was like, okay, that's badass. All right, rock on.
he did. That was pretty. Yeah, he definitely had his killer scene.
I got to go with my favorite scene, and it's what I mentioned earlier. It was with Scary German Guy when they're
Ooh.
leaving, and they said, you sure know a lot about monsters. I said, yeah, I guess I do. And the camera pans down and shows the serial number tattoo. That was a little rough to watch as an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, all solid choices, gentlemen. You know what? I'm actually gonna go a different one. I'm gonna go with when we first get our introduction of Frankenstein, because that's also when we get Gilman. We get all our creatures looking dope in the swamp, and then Dracula has this cool fucking
Kane.
Yeah, he is just like Kane specifically made to just awaken Frankenstein.
Yeah,
which is
fucking Mel goes, I want
dope.
that Cane.
Right, dude? It's got
I
his-
don't think anybody makes that prop, honey.
It's got his probes in it. It's fucking lightning rod. Like, I don't know. That was just cool. And then you got to see all the monsters unite. And you're just like, oh man, like I don't know. That's a very nice stage shot. So, all right. That leads us to opening scene, gentlemen. Hook you in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
It was right off the bat, fucking old school.
Dude, we get a girl staked. She's eating a possum right off the bat.
Yeah.
She gets staked. We're like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, yeah. All right.
By the way, you mentioned she was eating a possum, and I didn't realize this, but there is a difference between opossums and possums.
So what was that?
Okay, so opossums are what we have in America that have that look more like the rat, and possums are in Australia, and they're cute as fuck. They look completely different.
So what was she eating?
Opossum, what we have in America. That's an American opossum.
Okay. I was gonna say that. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So opening scene, most attractive character. Now, what was funny is I remember the first time this was reviewed, the guys had a really hard time with this question because they were like, they're all kids. No, you guys completely missed the fact that there was 3 different sets of vampire wives that you could easily choose from. Not to mention a super hot mom who clearly has some mental problems going on, or marriage problems, I should say. But she's still pretty banging, dude. But I'm gonna say
when I was a kid, the sister was was like,
well, yeah, obviously
like, wow. It's like holy shit, wow.
I could see that, dude. For 8-year-old me watching that, like, yeah, that. But now I'm just like, hey, mama, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm going with the mom. Honestly, the poor, no sex getting repressed mom that was ready to leave her whole fucking family just because she wanted some dick.
Weren't the brides in schoolgirl outfits when they were in that closet?
I think the second grouping, yes, but the first 3, yeah, you don't know about those.
I'm going with all the brides.
All the brides, all 6 of them?
All the brides. Give me all 6 of them.
All right, there you go. I think I might go with the mom, dude. Honestly, she had that sweet 80s poof hair kind of going on.
Yeah, that curly, that 80s curly thing. Yeah.
My mother-in-law had that up until 3 years
too.
ago. Maybe, dude. I don't know. This was late 80s. Was it full bush still then? Or
oh, yeah.
Totally still full bush. You don't think we were getting into landing strip territory?
No, it's still full bush.
When was landing strip? Was that 90s?
I would say that was 90s.
Because I feel like I feel like the landing strip went with the chin strap. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of about the same time, like when Smash Mouth hit the scene.
Yeah, mid 90s.
Wow, Steve, you're just getting brutalized over there.
What the hell?
Bro could barely handle one.
None of them are Persian. It's fine.
Right?
Oh,
she's
damn.
equivalent to 6.
One Xerxes, 6. brides. It evens out. It's about
6
the
white
same.
women. You could say.
Yes.
Steve.
Gene
Oh,
got
women
3
at?
girls in the secret room,
It's fucking right.
which have been
dude.
the schoolgirls in the closet.
Oh my god.
Sounds like a porn.
It does.
I think I saw that one time.
Fuck did I
And it-
sign up for, dude?
And it wasn't even a secret room. It was like literally just a broom closet.
Yeah,
Kaylee, you better not tell Xerxes shit. She's not on here. She don't need to know nothing. Fuck, I forgot we're going over after the show. Son of a bitch.
Anyway. Oh
Yeah,
shit,
you
I'm
are.
laughing hard, dude.
Anthony, you better have my back.
What are you talking about?
Hey, I play.
Pulls up YouTube. Wait a minute, right here on the
See,
Oh,
Exhibit
wow.
A.
Oh
she
no, don't
tagged
tag her.
Mel.
No,
She fucking tagged her.
Oh,
Wow.
she's fighting dirty now.
rude.
You know what? I think I'm coming down with a little cough.
Oh man.
I may have to skip game night, guys.
Oh,
fuck.
damn, she tagged
All right,
me.
so did the score set the mood?
Oh
Yeah.
god, yeah. This
Yeah, I
show
would
was
say
really
it
good.
did.
Yeah.
Especially when they brought Frank back to life. That was a really
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
the music
Had some
right there. was
sweet
really killer.
haunting melodies. Best song? Dude,
Montage song.
Montage song.
No, the rap.
You like
at
the end song? I
Yeah.
still like the montage song better, dude. It gets me jamming.
Montage
more.
song was cool, but the rap basically gave away the whole plot. It was awesome.
It did. It
It
did.
does.
And I was torn between the two, but the montage song got me going.
Right? Like that's just like like you want to
Yeah.
listen to it after the fact.
Yeah.
Anthony?
Oh, montage song.
Montage song?
Damn,
Alright.
so I'm in the minority here.
Yeah, but you know what, dude? Like, and I feel like we've talked about this before, but this is definitely an 80s trait, man, where like you get an end credit song that explains what you just watched in the movie in a cool
Exactly.
usual rap. And like, why don't we get that anymore? What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Dude, you mentioned that now. All I
Where's
can
my
think of is-
Vanilla Ice fucking turtle rap?
The
God,
Maniac
all I
Cop
can-
2 rap.
Dude, I'm sitting here thinking at some point we need to do Deep Blue Sea just so we can talk about LL Cool J's rap over the credits.
oh my god, dude.
My hand is like a shark fin.
Bro, I will gladly take out one of my picks and throw that shit on. Dude, don't tease me. I will. Oh man. Yes. All right. So favorite character.
Rudy.
Frankenstein.
Rudy.
Rudy or Frankenstein?
Frankenstein for me.
Ooh.
Rudy for the humans, Frankenstein for the monsters.
You know what? I'm going Phoebe.
All right.
She
there-
was a
there you
great
go.
little kid, yeah.
There
Phoebe
you
was
go.
an
Yeah,
awesome
there you
little
go.
kid, dude.
Yeah.
She just wanted to hang out with her brother and his friends.
Right?
Exactly.
And she
And
brought them
Frank.
all chicken shits, dude.
She
It was
just want to be
fucking
perfect,
fantastic.
man.
It just makes me think of Harper, my youngest. That is exactly how she would be.
You guys gonna be chicken shits?
Mom says I need to be in the group.
That's right. Love it. All right. So was it scary?
No, but it wasn't supposed to
No,
be.
But
No,
not
no,
intended to
it's
be.
Family friendly horror.
Correct.
Oh, and may I add, because because when I was a kid, when I saw Rudy for the first time, I thought when I talked about this before we aired. It's like I thought middle schoolers were supposed to smoke cigarettes and and wear leather.
Wait, your middle schoolers didn't? Ours did.
and have shop class and make ammo.
No, that was we didn't get to do that in shop class. We just made rockets and shit. But
No, it wasn't
Man.
scary. It wasn't scary at all.
dude, shop class was definitely one of my favorite classes too. That shit was always fun. But not as dangerous as it was in this movie, per se.
You know, the funny thing is that in high school, when all the guys were taking shop classes, I was taking home ec so I could be with all the girls.
Dude, I
we
took
had to
home ec. I took home ec in 8th grade just to be with.
Oh,
all the
see,
guys. I
like,
was
we-
the only dude in fucking 8th grade in home ec.
Our
Yep.
school actually made you take them all. Like 1 year.
In,
you take
in
home
junior
ec, and
high,
then it
in
switches
junior
up
high, you had to
to-
take them all, and then in later years, you could take one or the other's electives.
Our
Dude,
shop
we didn't
class,
have shop.
Yeah, but our shop class got taken away and replaced with computer classes. We
Oh.
did.
We didn't have that. We had auto mechanics, and then we had the fuck was it called? Like where you fucking raise animals and shit, like for the livestock show.
Oh,
Like
4-H?
yeah, 4-H.
Agriculture, yeah.
Our-
You had
Yeah,
a
like
4-H?
My niece
class?
is in the ag
Yeah.
classes.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
My
Dude,
niece,
Those were the
our-
only two that we had.
dude, my niece raises pigs for school.
Dude,
That's
my
awesome.
school is literally next to a fucking cow hill, and we didn't even have that.
Dude, and even now the school will for 2 weeks, I think it is, during the livestock show, the kids don't have to go to school.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
No, dude, home ec was cool too, man, because you always made some cool stuff. And then I remember like, yo, that's where I helped like learned how to sew, and I've used that a lot for cosplay. So I
Yep.
fucking-
So
One-
baking,
100%.
everything, yeah.
Exactly.
Fucking the best thing I ever made in fucking home ec was baklava. Like, bro.
See, the coolest thing I made is me and my buddy made stuffed bats, and then we beat the shit out of each other in the hallway. Oh fuck! All right, let's do this. All right,
Yeah,
does
let's
it
do
hold up today? For
Ooh.
me, yes. But
Yeah,
with
it
the
does for
times-
us, yes.
Yes.
with the times,
No.
Yeah.
No.
dangerous levels.
You got to be really cool about some shady shit really fast to watch this movie.
Look, our generation is the last generation that appreciates this kind of shit.
Mhm.
And
Oh yeah.
it's perfect for us. Even my kids they're not even though they're a different generation, they don't get offended by that shit because I raised them not to get offended by a fucking movie. So to each their own, but it's a fucking great fucking movie.
Oh
and
yeah, dude.
it
The-
holds up. I love it.
The language
watch it, man. Like whatever.
yeah, the language used and the intent that it was used would not fly for a lot of people today.
No.
If you go into it and say, hey, this was a period 80s flick, and explain to them, look, they're going to say this, this, and this, and it's not anything other than just not a slur, so per se, but it was just a way for someone to call you something bad, and
Right.
that's just what was said at the time. Go into
I
that.
get- I still say that word. I get scolded for it because to me, it's not really a bad word. I know for a certain class of people,
Demographic.
it is. For a certain demographic, it is. It's just a word that I grew up saying. And it's not the N word, by the way. Just so
Yeah.
I-
Well, yeah, I kind
know,
of figured
that's
not what I'm
would be
talking
mentioned
about.
in the movie. Then.
It-
That's
it-
not what I'm talking about, people.
it
just in
slips
case.
out sometimes, and I catch myself saying it to like my friends who are my age,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and then like it comes out, and I'm like, oh shit, oh man, dude, my bad, I'm sorry.
Don't be
And they're
such
like,
a
no, what the fuck are you
cigarette."
talking about? It's all good.
Don't be
Okay. All right.
God damn it, Steve. All right,
It just
How
had a
was the-
different meaning for us. You know what I mean?
no,
Like,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
bro, you're going back
yeah.
35 years, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Shut the hell up, Brody. We can't say it.
No, where is this? Yeah, we'll get flagged on Facebook, dude. No way.
Someone message
And
it to
YouTube.
Brody. I'm not.
I'm doing
That's
it.
safe.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so how was the acting of this film?
It was
Dude,
really
it
good.
was
It
actually
good.
really
It was
good.
not bad.
Dude,
it was not
the
bad.
main character, the little boy, when he gets the book from like the German guy, like that was like on point. And I was sitting there watching it, and like he reaches over the coffee table and just his reaction for a kid actor, like they all did great.
Right?
Yeah.
Kaylee wants to know, what does it rhyme with? It rhymes with bag.
Yes.
Anyways, how was the cinematography?
It was pretty good.
Nothing fantastic.
It's 80s.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad that we're on this thing because we're gonna bring up what Brody mentioned CGI. It's not. I don't know if it's CGI. I think it's more like matte paintings. But the worst, possibly ridiculous scene is when Dracula's
roof?
flying in at the
Oh.
end when he's a bat flying into town. And
I
it's
thought the
the
roof one where they're sitting watching the fucking the
that
drive-in, that
looked-
one was bad.
that
Yeah,
looked
because how
overimposed,
big, how
but-
fucking big was that
Drive-in?
drive-in screen?
was awesome. Dude, that was Frank's 2,000-inch TV, bro. That was
I'm sitting there watching him like, Jesus Christ, that thing's like half the size of a skyscraper.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. In that moment, I had jealous 80s kids because I'm like, yo, how cool would that be to have your roof right next to a drive-ins like that, dude? where you
Oh,
just
no
turn the
shit.
radio-
But
Dude, that
the
would
way
be
they were
so
looking,
awesome.
they were kind of a shitty angle to see the screen though, because it was like
Yeah, but
that way.
I don't know. There's like so the drive-ins we have here, where it's at, it's on a busy road, but there is one house directly across the drive-ins. I'm like, man, that house has it made. They just get the free movies all the time. Like, that's fucking sweet. All right, so did we like the premise? Fuck
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Fuck
We've been
yeah,
talking
kids
about this
fighting
whole
monsters.
show.
100%.
I'm so mad that
I
they
wanna-
didn't get a sequel or anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say a sequel would have been fucking awesome.
Oh,
What
but
monsters
I
would they
did.
have fought in the second one?
No, I did have I did have this in my notes. They did try, and they did try to do a sequel in 2000 I think it's 2015 or 16, but it got
What?
canked. It was just it just stopped production or stopped interest or something. But they did talk about rebooting this and making a sequel out of this movie.
Maybe one of the monsters didn't get sucked away and he summons them out of the void.
Gilman or Mummy, I guess. I don't know.
They could have used other. I mean, there's Invisible
Mummy,
Man,
you could
Dr.
just suck
Jekyll,
up
Mr.
in-
Hyde.
Yeah, they could have just said the Invisible Man was there the entire time. He just didn't know.
Yeah,
He's like, I've been
He was
naked
invisible.
here the whole time. Whee!
But it would have to be played by John Cena, and he's not invisible.
have you seen the fucking? Have you seen the trailer for the fucking 2K game or whatever the fuck the wrestling
No, but
game?
did you see
No.
what IGN posted? They posted like for the first time ever that 2K Games is going with a completely blank cover for the new WWE
So-
game.
Oh,
There's a
and
picture of
that's-
John Cena.
So the fucking commercial for it is like another wrestler and John Cena walking backstage, but all you see is like John Cena's hat floating, and then you see him like working out and stuff, and it's just his armbands lifting the fucking weights, and then you see him pick somebody up to do the F5, and there's nobody there, but the guy's like, "Oh, damn it, Cena!"
That's
I gotta
awesome.
see this. I gotta show the wife. I'm gonna
And
laugh,
then,
and she's just gonna roll her eyes.
And then fucking Triple H and somebody else walk by, and they're like, "Hey, John," and he's like sitting there playing the game, and he's like, "They can see me."
I'll check that out after the fact, dude.
No, it was 2021, and Fred Decker
What?
was teasing the future of the franchise, including a possible TV series.
That would be cool. I would like this. You know what? All right. So that actually segues us right perfectly into our next question, which is recycle, rewind, remake, or reboot.
Reboot.
So
Reboot.
I'm going to rewind this for days because I
Yeah.
personally love
No,
this movie.
yeah.
Keep the original, but reboot it. Bring it into the.
Let's reboot it. And yeah, I say go series with it. Maybe like a mini series, not like not like a multi like.
Yeah, but you could do like a Stranger Things type series with it.
Yeah, do like a
It's still too
6-episode
much.
series.
I just
a
want six
yeah.
episode
I-
mini series, dude.
I
Marvel
don't want it to
style.
be too much like Stranger Things. I don't want to lose
Right.
the comedy aspect of this.
I just
Oh,
want
no,
to
no.
six nice
Not
little episodes,
like Stranger Things,
Not tone
but
wise, okay.
but in
not
the vein
tone
of,
wise, but
I get it.
yeah.
I get it.
And make it modern.
See,
What
I would like-
monsters would you do? Would you use still
I
Universal
would do
style
80s
monsters?
slashers instead.
Well, that's what I was wondering. But how
Like
would
do
you bring
rip-offs
them
of
about?
Freddy
Would-
and Jason. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Oh,
they
see,
did
I
that
had the
with
idea-
fucking Fear Street.
Well, I had the
Mm.
idea of like you start introducing like those obscure monsters, and then possibly put like Sasquatch, Mothman, and different
Okay, so you
cryptids
go a
in
little
there.
There you-
cryptid
yeah, you could do
style.
cryptids.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'd be into that. That would make sense because that's more usually like what's talked about, especially nowadays and stuff.
exactly.
the
So you make
monster
it a little modern, and then a little nod, I guess, here and there. You would put like maybe a Wolfman or something.
Yeah, because
in
you can
there
still go
somewhere.
like old school with it, dude. Like still bring that stuff in. Like, because I still think it would be cool to like tackle Frankenstein's monster, but maybe do it in a completely different vein of like what we've ever seen before. You know what I mean? Maybe he's way more like monster-esque and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would like to see a more modern version of Frankenstein, but instead of just body parts, he's like a cyborg. You know,
Oh, that'd be
I
cool.
feel
his
like
body
there was
parts-
a movie we saw like that.
RoboCop.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Fuck yeah. All right, boys. We are gonna rate this bitch. And Brody started us off with a 4.5. So Chad Daddy.
I can't
you
disagree
got?
with that. I got to give it a 4.5. Love this movie.
5. All right. Scuba Steve.
The movie was great. The acting was great. The monsters are great. I'm giving it a 4.8.
Ooh.
4.8 from Scuba. Anthony.
Oh, we can go over 4.5. Then I'll go
5 is solid. 5 is the top.
5 is a
Uh,
perfect movie.
4.75. I'll be on ball.
4.75. No, that's cool. I'm definitely going to 4.5 with Chad Daddy. Feels solid as fuck for me. So that is divided by me. That is a 4.6 for 1987's review of the Monster Squad.
And very
Solid.
deserving.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love
Oh,
this
yeah.
movie so much.
Original score was 4, I believe we discussed
I
beforehand.
think that's what we settled on. Yeah.
All right, so a little bit
This
of
is
a
a little
bump up,
ambiguous. Yeah.
a little bit of a bump. Okay. Next episode, what are we discussing?
Oh, next episode is going to be a banger.
It's a juicy
tackling-
episode.
It is a
isn't
very juicy episode. We are tackling one of the more recent and more interesting of the horror movies. We're going back to the OG. Was this 2016? Is it? No,
17.
Terrifier.
Actually, that might be up for debate because I believe it might have been made in 16, but it might have been distributed in 17.
See, I was thinking it was made in 16, but I could be.
Yeah, no, there is something weird. I'm sure. Well, obviously, we'll get into that next week, but this will be
2016.
this will be another review. This is one that I was super jealous that I couldn't be on that episode, but I remember you guys talking about it because I fucking love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've never seen it.
no,
Oh, buddy.
I think it's still on Tubi. Actually,
It's on Tubi.
Yeah. And if you decide to watch the second one afterwards, I'm going to let you know it's a long movie and it's bananas.
And it's
about
not a
it.
kid-friendly movie.
Neither of them are.
No.
I
okay.
still think the first one has the most
Oh, the most fucked
gut-wrenching
scene?
scene.
Oh,
versus
yeah.
the second one, dude. Because
Fuck,
that's
yeah.
I'm not a girl, but still, man. I'm like,
Oh,
every
yeah.
time, bro. I'm like,
Yeah.
If you know,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah.
Oh. I'll tell you all about it, Anthony.
Yeah, if as long as you're in a solid gore, dude. I don't know how Kaylee is if you guys want to watch it together or not, but there's some fucked up shit in it for sure.
Yeah, this-
It's not
is
like
one-
any other slasher you've ever seen.
No, and it's not one.
Well,
of them
not
you
in
make
a-
your wife watch.
So it's a shock. It's a shock value movie. It's purely just for shock value, right?
A lot, some of it.
Some, yeah.
It's not. It's that doesn't mean like it's not. It's not all for shock because like it's. I feel like it's definitely like it's a nod to a lot of other horror movies and stuff. So there's a lot of
Oh.
shit. There's a lot of shit you'll just be like, oh, okay. And this character, it come was it All Hallows Eve is where this
Yeah.
character started, and then so this second one is Terrifier.
But it
This
was
is
played
a
by a
solo
completely
movie.
different. It was played by a completely different actor. In
Right.
Yeah.
But no, this was a good like random slasher that came out of nowhere, and I remember it took a lot of people like in the horror community by storm. Some people don't like it by any means, and that's fine, dude. Personally, I fucking loved it.
Fuck them
like,
Just kidding.
oh, and rewatching it again just a couple months ago in theaters. Oh, that was fantastic because I never got to
I'm
see
jealous.
it in theaters. So
I'm jealous.
Yeah,
I
that's
fucking
sweet.
I love, and I'm not just saying that because I have the guys on Facebook. Like I just fucking love these movies so much. I love
no,
gore.
dude, they're crazy
I
though.
love gore.
Like any movie that makes me feel like very uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's just like, cause like, and that's the thing is like he's a fucked up character, but at the same time, he makes you laugh. So it's
Yeah.
like that Freddy kind of, cause like he's still a clown, so it's like you know what I mean. Like, he's got to do his shit.
Dude,
Oh,
like,
fuck.
like I said in my review for the first one, I love the scene with Art in the pizza shop in the first one, flirting with the girl.
Oh yeah,
He makes the
Which-
funniest fucking faces.
in the second one with the glasses and everything like that.
I
dude,
laughed
that
so
oh
fucking
my
hard at
God.
that part.
All right, so we can't keep talking about that because we're going to talk about that shit next week.
Yeah.
So we are at almost the 2-hour mark. Is there anything nerdy you gentlemen want to get nerdy with? Because I got nothing. But if you
I
guys
have
got
nothing.
By all means.
Let me check Blood Disgusting real quick to see if anything dropped today that I didn't see before. But I don't think
Was
I really
I just
have
on
anything.
Bloody Disgusting reading?
I'll do one thing nerdy.
Go ahead.
I-
Brad, by all means.
I read Scuba's horror comedy script and it's really good.
Thanks.
Oh
man.
yeah.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
it's good, and I'm tempted to do it for you and put it in script format, and so like you can submit that shit to contest because it's good, man. It's good
Thanks,
for
man.
a pilot.
I appreciate that, man. I
How
appreciate
solid?
it.
How big of a script you got, homie?
It's just the first episode of like a 10 episode series.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Hell
So-
yeah, dude. So you
Yeah.
got your pilot drafted up.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. That's dope, man. What the hell was I scoping out on Bloody Oh, here's something nerdy. Evil Dead news. If you play the Evil Dead game or have it, they're actually bringing Xena to it. Can't
Yeah.
remember her name actually in the series right now. I'm blanking.
I
Is it Ruby or Rudy?
Ruby.
Ruby. Yeah, that's what it is.
I got to get back into that game. I've been
I
playing
know, dude.
Ghostbusters more than that.
Okay, Bro, side note on Ghostbusters. I fucking love that game, but this weekend it's been a fucking trash heap. Jen has lost her progress on her challenges like
Mhm.
3 to 4 different fucking times. And they're like they're diesel challenges too, where
Oh
like
no.
yeah. So and it happened to me one time too. And a couple of times, like you know what's gonna happen because you'll get to the end of the match, and for experience, it'll give you fucking -1. And I'm like, what? It took away experience, dude. I'm like, wow, you suck that bad. Like I laughed at her the first time it happened, and then I like happened to me and her at the same time. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? She's like, check the contracts. Sure as shit, dude, it wiped it out. So I actually like saw Elphonic posted something on their Instagram today. They're like, yo, check out the Twitch stream and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yo, how about you guys fix the fucking game? Because on Xbox, they're like, oh, why don't you DM us? So I sent them like this fucking paragraph and a half. I was like, yo, these are our names. Like, this is what the fuck's going on. I'm like, I love the game and I'm not trying to shit on it, but I'm like, it's really fucking frustrating when you're putting a lot of time into the challenges and then like halfway through, it's just like, boop, gone.
Speaking of
Wow.
video game, The Last of Us comes to PC in March.
Oh, I can't wait.
Wait, the
Yeah.
remastered one? I'm
No,
assuming?
the first one.
It's not on PC.
And-
I thought it was.
No, it's PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, I know, but they brought like God of War
Dude,
and
that's-
stuff and
that's a-
Spider-Man. I thought that was still.
Yeah, because that's an
Really?
old game. That's
I had
It
that
is-
on
it is old.
PS3.
Yep. It's releasing on PC. It comes to Steam on March 3rd, I think.
Yeah. What?
wow.
Hold on.
That's a
Yep.
that
Have
is
y'all
a
watched
long
the show?
lifetime. Not yet.
I have not.
I watched the first episode. It's actually pretty legit so far.
You know what? I don't need to cry again, Steve. Okay, because I played the game.
Dude,
the
I
first
did.
time,
I
and
cried.
I cried like a fucking bitch in
Bro,
the first 15 minutes
they-
of that game.
Same.
It didn't even make me feel like that.
Scene-
No, you didn't need to do that.
Bro, scene for fucking scene.
Exactly. I don't
Where
need to
in-
fucking
Well,
deal
yeah.
with that
Dude,
again, bro.
I
That's
was like,
PTSD.
Oh my god! And I'm sitting there watching the Mel, and I'm like, don't get attached to the daughter. Don't get attached. You know she's gonna fucking die. Don't get attached to the daughter. And then when it played out exactly like in the fucking video game, I still fucking teared up.
Like as soon as you see that army dude, and you were like, no.
Yes, I'm like, no,
fuck you, fuck
no.
you. See, I think I haven't seen the show. I only feel like the game itself actually would probably make you feel it worse, only because you play the
You're
girl.
playing it.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
you're
Like you
playing
play
the
her
character,
for
yeah.
fucking 5-10 minutes before things like trade off, and you're like, oh my god. Like I remember my buddies. I was like, yo, I started playing it. They're like, how'd you live? I'm like, bro, like 10 minutes in, I had to put the controller down and think about life. Like,
Dude,
I
and
was
they
like,
have her
what
in
the
the.
fuck?
She's wearing the exact same shirt, like she's dressed. Now, of course, they made her, African American, which is fine. But dude, she did such a great job, and I was just like, oh no, I cried.
Yeah, that looks it looks rough. But I'm glad to see the huge reviews are doing awesome on it.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll keep that stride. Sweetness. Anything
And
else,
like,
nerdy
and,
gentlemen?
and like the meme said, we all need to pitch in and buy Pedro Pascal something nice for Father's Day this year.
Oh yeah, he is daddy. He is daddy.
After
So-
that, and Mando, he's our dad.
I saw a fucking a TikTok today where they fucking strapped him to a fucking lie detector test, and they asked him, do you consider yourself to be a daddy, like in a sexual way? And he's like, no, I don't. And they're like, he's lying. And so then they ask him, do you go on fan pages to make yourself feel better when you're feeling down? And he just starts laughing, and he's like, yeah, I do. And they're like, he's telling the truth. They're like, what's your favorite fan page? And he's like, it's just called Pedro Pascal fan page. And like, he's just, dude, such a cool guy. Like, just watching it, I'm like, fuck yeah. Like,
Okay, so you know what? There is one more nerdy thing before we go. And I know this is kind of a disgruntled topic on this show per se, but being because it's horror, I still felt like I needed to check it out. Now, did any of you homies see the Scream 6 trailer?
yes.
Nope.
That's fine. I'm not gonna lie. I'm with Chad Daddy and how I feel about the Scream series. We've been very vocal about it throughout the years. Not really big fans of it. I'm not gonna lie, this one kind
It
of
looks
made me
good.
almost, yeah, kind of
It looks good.
a little bit. I'm
Fuck
like, what
you.
the fuck,
It
dude?
looks good.
Dude,
Even
I
if you
haven't
don't
seen.
like
I've
any
never
of the
even
other
seen
movies,
4 or 5. Why would I
No,
see 6?
Look,
that's what. Okay,
it
so
looks
apparently
good.
everybody I've talked to, nobody knows who any of these new fucking people are. It's just Courtney Cox and a bunch of new people in New York
Yep.
City, and there's Hayden Panettiere from 4, which you don't really need to watch that to even know her.
And
But
then
all I know is, dude, fucking Ghostface has got like a Batman layer, a fucking like, but he's like a fanboy Batman layer, dude. So like, and he uses a shotgun. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know what's going on here, but
And
I
then he
feel like
says
it
he's
kinda looks
something.
actually a little cool.
He says he's something different. So
I
don't
think
know.
that's a ploy, dude, because everybody's
think it
always
is-
like, he's supernatural. I'm like, they're not gonna go that
Well,
route.
I just like the design of the mask because it's supposed to be the original mask.
Well, this is what I was wondering, because okay, so there's a train scene where like it kind of shows like
Mhm.
there's like potentially multiple ghost
The
faces.
cult.
I'm
of
wondering,
Ghostface.
yeah, I'm wondering if it's good. Like that's why it's not like the others, because it's not just 2. There's a fuck ton of them.
It looks
Hmm.
good. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm pissed
don't
because it's
hate
gonna
the
make
Scream
me
movies.
watch 4 and 5 to fucking figure out what the fuck's going
But
on in
dude,
this one.
4
I
and
don't want
5 are
to.
honestly the best ones. Like
Are
they
they?
weren't.
I've
They
heard
were
5
not
is
shitty
good.
movies.
I heard
5 was
is
good.
really good.
I,
But, like-
I don't know, because the third one just pissed me off so much. I just never wanted to watch another one.
You know,
They're not
honestly, I
bad.
heard I've usually the second and the third are get regarded as the shittiest.
Yeah.
Like I'll still say, dude, even though I didn't care for the first one, I'll still give credit where credit's due. Like the cold open of that was fantastic.
Mhm.
You know what I mean, dude? Like that sold me just as hard as the opening of the 09 Friday the 13th. And then I just lost interest after that.
And I
Just
mean,
like 09 Friday the 13th.
what always like I just loved, and I know it didn't take place in Texas, but we have a town that's close to us called Woodsboro.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm like, yeah, that's where it took place. Even
But
though
yeah, this one, Gallo wanted me to look at it, and I was like, all right, bud, I'll look at it for you. And yeah, we were having discussions. He's like, do you think he's supernatural now? I'm like, I'm not the person to ask this because I don't know the series. I know enough like little tidbits where like they've tried to do some like dream hallucinations and shit to where it's like crept on the line, but it's never ever been actual anything like, you know what I mean? Like going into the lines of supernatural or anything. So
well, they brought Billy Loomis into this
5.
last one, into 5.
Right.
So with the girl, spoiler alert, the older sister being Billy Loomis's illegitimate daughter. So she sees like visions of him. She has to take medication. She's seeing visions of him. I got in an argument with Jeffrey, I don't know how to say his last name, on Facebook. Because he's
Frankenpoop.
like, yes. So he's like, Stu Macher's dead. End of story. Blah blah blah. There's no way he could survive a TV falling on his head. And I'm like, yeah, he could, because that TV didn't necessarily have to kill him. And he's like, oh well, he was electrocuted. Okay, but electrocution doesn't always kill people.
Yeah, he can easily survive that.
It could have been something that he easily survived. Now I'm not saying they're bringing Stu back or whatever, but they could. Nobody, I mean, Billy was really the only one. He got shot in the fucking head, and then multiple times after that.
So my crackpot theory on this whole thing was, I was like, bro, I'm gonna go far left field. What if there is like crazy magic in this one, but we're gonna go a little like Last Action Hero, and they bring the Ghostface out from the Stab movies that have been in this ongoing series the whole time? I'd be fucking for it, dude, because I'm pretty sure like in the 5th one, aren't they like doing like Stab in space and shit at that point?
Yeah, because they have like the fucking like metal ghost face that's got like a fucking flamethrower and shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're
Yeah.
going super ridiculous with it, which I fucking.
If that's
I
what they're
love
gonna
that.
do, I need Jay
So they
and
went all
Silent Bob in
Jason
the
X on
background
it.
somewhere. Yeah, pretty
Right.
much is what they did like for the Stab films in that one.
Brody plot twist. It's Wes Craven back from the dead, killing dickhead Carrie. Fair enough. I don't know. I'm just saying, dude. As someone who's never given 2 flying fucks about the Scream series, I watched that trailer twice, and I was just like, "Damn!" I even hate to say it, but it does look pretty kind of good. Like,
I mean, Ghostface with a shotgun, like.
yeah, that just seemed kind of badass. I was like, "Oh shit!" Like Jenna Ortega's in it too. Like she's a good actress, obviously. I don't know. I bet they're probably gonna kill off Courtney Cox because fuck, dude. You know why not at this point?
Yeah.
Might as well.
And
I don't
Sydney
know,
will
man.
show up at the very end.
Well, they
No,
haven't shown her at all.
No, she'll show up. She'll show up at like the end credits or something.
I thought
like
they were
post-credit
having.
scene.
I thought she wasn't doing this one because of contract negotiations. I
Or
thought she
maybe
wasn't
it's all a
getting enough.
ploy.
It
and maybe
might be.
Sydney finally
It's all a
went
ploy.
crazy, and she's the one leading the cult of Ghostface.
Could be.
But they said
There you go.
there
that
was
would get me. That would pique my interest then.
now everybody like there was a couple articles I was reading about it, and supposedly like in the layer, there's a lot of nods to where like it's not only just a bunch of like the old Ghostface costumes set up, but it's victims memorabilia and shit that's all
Yeah.
around in there. So I don't know, man. Like
I need Tatum's titties to be there in that memorabilia.
wait, what?
Tatum's titties.
You're gonna have to remind me on this because, like I said, dude, it's been a minute.
Fucking
Take Titty Girl from
Rose
the first one.
McGowan.
Yeah.
Rose McGowan.
Oh, she wasn't the first one, that's right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
She had the
Randy
nice
isn't dead.
perkies.
Is Randy dead?
Randy died in 2.
Oh, he did die in 2.
And then he was a videotape in part 3.
See, I never watched 3. I only watched 1 and 2, and that was it. And 2 I didn't like. So, but you know what? 2 is kind of weird if you think about it, because like 2 makes more sense with nowadays shit than anything. Because like, wasn't it Loomis's mom and then some random dude she found online who was just a
Mhm.
psychopath? Like,
Yeah.
wait, what? That was like 97, dude. Like that
Yeah.
was like super old school internet.
Yeah.
Fucking A, dude. All right, so I think that's about it, gentlemen.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Let's call it a day.
All righty. Chad Daddy, you want to start us off?
Yeah, this is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy saying, join us next week for Terrorifier, bitches. I almost said Terrorizer. What the fuck is Terrorizer?
This is your host with the ghost of Prince of the Paranormal, the Duke of the Dead, Lord Scuba Copper, saying, see you on the next episode of Somewhat Supernatural, featuring TJ Bowser, where we will be discussing the more recent UFO sightings all over the world.
It's the Green Comet.
There you go.
It is. I posted that the other night when I was drunk.
It's the Maximum Overdrive Comet.
There you go. Anthony?
I don't have a cool outro like these guys do. My name is Anthony Diaz. I'm the host of 50 States of Terror. You can find us at 50 States of Terror on most of the socials. You can find me on my writing page, vocal.media/Anthony Diaz. You can read all my stories that didn't win contests. But yeah, there you go. Thanks.
Hell yeah. And once again, thank you, brother, for joining us. It's always a
Yeah, we
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you again for the invite, man. This is always a blast.
Hell yeah. And I am your Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D, saying adios, Gorehounds, and remember, stay fresh, cheese bags.
Penis.
Later.